Welcome, everybody. Nero is out today, and Tomo is currently flying. Give me just a second to fix Tomo from flying. I know that he's
here, but he is zombie.
I know he's all Yokazi way, but he should not be hovering above everybody.
I think we could make him fly, to be honest. We could make
Oh, I
him,
know you guys could. That's not a question. All right.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, everybody, to the Beneath Fallen Skies campaign. Couple things before we do get started. If you know someone who wants to play one of my games, send them my way. I'd love to talk to them about either getting on the wait list or getting into a one-shot. I will be announcing some one-shots coming up later this week, so look for those announcements first over at Patreon, which is patreon.com/gameric, and then subsequently in the Discord and then social media. We are going to be doing another Dark Frost playtest, so jump on that as quickly as possible. It's going to be a ton of fun. We are approaching the final revisions for that. We also have the GM tip videos, archives, and podcasts over on YouTube, so go check those out. There's a ton of them on there for you guys, so you can listen to the sessions without having to watch the videos, so check those out. We also have the clip contest going on, so if there's a clip from a session you like, toss the clip or timestamp into the clip contest channel in Discord. You'll be automatically entered to win a prize at the end of the month. Let's go ahead and get you guys started, because we got a lot to cover today. And again, Nero is out. He is fine. We hope, but last word, he is okay. We hope he will be surviving through the week.
I talked to him last night.
Yes. He's physically fine. He's just unable to make it.
Yes.
All right. Well, you guys are adventuring in the lands of Toivoa. Specifically, we are here in Asatoro, where you have come to restock, re-equip, and get some intel as far as the outside world after having spent a significant amount of time underground in Akru. Here you were working to find the materials to raise a sky island into the air. You were able to recover a bounding shard, which is great, and have made contacts in Lostmore, where you recruited Nero. Now in Asatoro, you've been, one of your members of your party has volunteered to, or agreed to a job, I should say, to do a job where you would increase the prices of health potions at the Jade Blossom Apothecary. We left last week with you guys having departed the Jade Blossom Apothecary, having been unable to convince the woman to raise her prices, but with a desire for Jimmerly to go off and do his own thing. Before we get started, we are going to go ahead and be granting some inspirations.
Jimmy kind of went off and did his own thing on his own, to be fair.
Indeed.
It had nothing to do with any shadiness going on.
Correct. Not shady. No one said shady. But Tomo and Breezy have been granted inspirations.
Yay!
So, we are going to pan the camera over to Jimmerly Adlerman, everyone's favorite little Warforged.
It's not so
There's
little
nothing little about him anymore. What are you talking about?
Well, I have this question for you. Is he the littlest Warforged of the party?
I guess technically yes.
Is he the biggest Warforged of the party?
Also technically yes.
Is he the favorite Warforged of the party?
I'm gonna say a solid maybe on that, because I don't know if anyone else knows any other Warforged.
Exactly.
So
by default, he is all of the Warforged in the party.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's like saying, is he your favorite kid? But I'm an only child.
To be fair, my mom tells all her children that they're her favorite. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my mom did the same.
Now the question is, which one is she lying to?
All of us.
All of them.
So, Jimmerly Adlerman, what is our construct doing?
I mean, he is returned to wherever we're staying.
Okay.
And like, what time of day are we looking at here? Are we looking at the next morning?
It is late afternoon. If you guys want to take a long rest, you can. You guys would have gone to the Crimson Lantern, which is gambling hall down in the bottom and an inn on top.
Jimmy's going to, he's going to meet up.
Gambling, you say?
Gambling. Remember to send me the images and the names.
You want me to send you the images of this? Okay, I will grant.
Yeah, always.
Get you the images.
Jimmy's going to meet up with everyone and just kind of see what's going on. Be like, hey, I'm back.
All right.
Welcome back.
What's going on? I've been gone a little while.
Oh, lots of stuff. What was it? Hold on, I'm remembering what Brazy's done. I made a magic potion, and I'm going to learn how to make healing potions tomorrow. And I picked up this book about Dwarvish. Do you mind if you speak Dwarvish, right?
I do, yes.
Do you mind if I practice with you?
That's fine. I haven't spoken Dwarvish in a while, so it'll be good to get the rust off. Good, because
it'll be fun to practice while we're on the ride over, the ocean to Reston.
I'll be fine. I wanna, when you're at the potion, whatever you're making potions, doing whatever it is you do, I'm gonna head over to the Temple of Usul.
Oh, you're gonna meet Sokatai?
Hopefully not. I just would like to talk to I pulled this hammer out of Deuce's hat. He pulls out a hammer that, is a nice mundane hammer decorated with crystals of Usul.
How many hammers do you have now?
I pull out my 3-fingered hand and be like, let's see, 1, 2. That hand's done. I've got like 5.
I imagine his waist is like a lazy Susan of hammers.
It kind of is, yeah. His belt is like a lazy Susan of hammers, yeah. Yeah. Listen, much like you have magic for every occasion, I need a hammer for every occasion.
Doesn't that get heavy?
Yes. Have you seen me?
Speaking of heavy, what did you lose to not be encumbered by
my old plate mail?
Your old plate armor. Okay.
Yeah. And he goes, listen. I'm carrying around countless things. He's like, he sees like there's a bedroll attached to him, his climber's kit. He's like lifting his cloak and showing various things. Like his tent is under his backpack. He's like, everything's heavy. That is just how things are. But you see, much like you have magic for every occasion, I need a hammer for the 2 occasions that matter to me. I have one, and he swirls his belt around till the hammer of the Hellfire Maul is in front of him, and it kind of like goes between his legs. That's where the lazy Susan stops, and so that's where you can just grab a hammer and go.
Does it swing back and forth at the end of the motion?
A little bit, yes. But no, not that way. It goes the other way, like like between the knees.
Understood.
And he's
not like this.
Not like this. Not like Tweaky. And he goes, I have this to send anyone to hell, but I don't have the opposite. And that's what I'm going to, I guess, ask Usul about, because the hat gave me this hammer when I asked for something similar.
I guess that makes sense. But how do you know it sends someone to heaven?
It doesn't. This is just a normal hammer.
Oh.
I want to talk about how to do something similar like that.
Oh. I have no idea.
I don't either, but that's why I'm gonna talk to the Temple of Usul and see if I can do something to enhance this with magical enemy.
That makes sense. Okay. Breezy's kind of watching, a little bit distracted. She's watching the gambling.
They're playing Mahjong.
She has no idea how to play that game.
Very well.
She is gonna look at Jimmy and just say, "Well, you have fun doing that. I'm gonna go play this," and then she's gonna see if one of the tables will let her play. And they're playing for
Yes.
real money.
Yep.
Oh yeah, yep. So she's
Mhm.
gonna ask them to teach her how to play.
Yep. Because of Breezy's features, she cannot lose this game.
Really?
Yeah.
I have no idea how Mahjong is played. Is it
basically
memory
a
involved?
memory game, yeah.
Oh,
It reminds me of Memory meets Dominoes, to be fair.
Yes, but because she cannot forget anything she sees, she literally knows the location of all the tiles at all times.
Yeah, you can't forget where they are, because that's one thing that'll happen. Is I'll remember, oh, there's a tile there, and then my turn comes around, and it's
So
like I
I am
forgot it
going
was
to
there.
just go ahead and instead of check marking the features and everything, you will win 10 gold pieces. Congratulations on an entire evening of gambling. Which is not gambling, it's just collecting money.
so I imagine she loses the first few games because she doesn't know all the rules. But once they're explained to her, yeah.
Then everyone stops
At the end of the evening, she's just gonna be clapping happily to herself, just telling the people she's playing with, "I like this game."
Yeah, it's
Every woman is letting Breezy go first because she's a little girl, and then she just instantly wins the entire game.
exactly. I mean, there's a little bit of chance to it because someone else might be doing the shuffling and collecting of pieces, but she knows who has them and can set it all up. So she's going to win. Breezy is the ultimate card counter, just saying. D&D in casinos is broken.
Would she count cards? Because that's actually a technique. She would have to be paying attention to count
You have
cards.
to be more of like a. You're right. Yes, you see things and you don't forget them, but that does not mean you understand them, or does not mean you have omnipresence and super, rose levels of perception and passive perception. So she categorically could lose this game.
Yes.
I have no idea how Mahjong is played, but yeah, for like poker or something like that.
She's an ADHD girl from Florida.
True, the ADHD might get her.
She will get distracted.
She's mostly playing. She's mostly playing just to have fun.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yay! So she likes this. I will add that to her proficiencies. Mahjong. Because I want by the end of this campaign, I want her proficiencies and training tab to be like stretching down past the bottom of the screen. I want to break D&D Beyond.
All right. That's not hard, guys. Just saying. Just saying. But yes, go ahead and roll your 1d20 to determine how far into Mahjong's proficiency you get.
Okay. We talked about this yesterday. 1d20 plus 5. 8.
Cool.
I will write that down. Chainsword is already finished.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Just before Breezy went off and started playing Mahjong, at least after she leaves the desk and the table, Lumi comes to you and say, "Do you require any assistance with your hammer?" What?
I do require female assistance just because I'm a man and shoot.
Oh.
So if you'd like to tag along, I'd be glad to have you with me.
She not. That's not what I. But yeah, I understand. Yes.
If not,
I'll help you with that. I wanted to. Well, do you think if she will follow you and she will kind of as you guys trail along, she will ask. Do you think they will have? They will know anything about the sort of things that we are looking for regarding the the jobs we need to do. And I mean, to do is all. Like,
At the
Do you think they
temple?
will have any information? Yeah, about the observatory and the desolation and things like that.
Sokotai probably would. I've never
Hmm.
met her per se. Um, my stint in Astar was fairly short.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Oh,
I
I
was
forget that used to live here.
yeah, I was only a lawyer, so I'm not like exactly I'm gonna run into the leader of the city all that often.
Of course not. No, I understand.
But
My
I mean,
curiosity. Sorry,
there
please.
there probably is at least some information there. I've been to the Temple of Uso a couple times. It seemed nice
Okay.
enough.
All right. I'm just, you know, how these monks and clerics tend to they tend to keep a lot of you know books and things, so they may have some information that might be useful to us.
There is a library here that's fairly extensive. I only was able to ever check out one book, and that was just Shuey and Law. They wouldn't let me touch any other ones.
Oh, okay. Might pay them
But
a
they're
visit
there.
after helping you. But let's go. I'll follow you. Well, yeah. Let's go to the Temple of Yusil. And Lumi will follow you.
Clang, 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 clang.
Okay. So we're going to go to the Temple of Usil.
I think
And
before we go,
yep,
should if Dils wants to do anything?
Deuce.
Dace will just kind of follow along. He has his book with him, his larger book, that he's constantly reading. And as he's walking behind, he's obviously keeping a low profile, and he's kind of looking up, looking at I'm guessing I'm assuming we'll be passing like stalls of like
Sure.
store owners as we're walking to the temple. So we just
Absolutely.
kind of keep an eye out for like anyone who may be selling like magical scrolls, and he's
There's
also
a
going to use
few. But they're only up to level 2.
okay. Also while he's walking, he's going to be before he gets out on the street, he'll use one of the charges in his wand of magic detection.
Okay.
So you can just kind of have that sensing around him as he's walking with them. And just kind of reading, looking up, and then keeping an eye open if anything kind of pings really loudly, essentially, on his detect magic as he's walking through.
Okay. So, is there something specific you're looking for?
Just kind of anything that's like any magic that seems out of place, like amongst like nearby items, or maybe just something that is just like super unfamiliar.
Sure. As you're going around, several people will pass you, and they have some odd trinkets here and there. One person has a hat of disguise, another person has a ring that does something evocation based. There's a couple of people who walk by with stones of good and ill luck, depending on who they are. The person with ill luck keeps bumping into things and falling over and getting the shit kicked out of him by people on accident. It's just a wonderful market day.
I
You look
imagine
around.
Jimmy steps on him at some point. He just falls in front of him as Jimmy's walking forward and gets like his foot crushed by
Ouch.
300 pounds of steel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
300 pounds of
sorry.
steel. So Jim Lee is now a dwarf.
Well, I mean that's pretty much what I mean. He's still 300 pounds of steel,
Okay.
considering that's what he's made of. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
he
So,
didn't really his weight. Jimmy's weight did not change at all, just his height.
so he got thin. Understood.
Yeah, see, unfortunately, in my opinion, don't weigh enough.
I agree.
Oh, I agree.
That's more what I meant. So like Jimmy rolled really high on the height and the weight department of his character build,
Mm-hmm.
and he still only weighs about as much as he did as a dwarf.
How much does Jim really weigh?
I have it here because I calculated it. Hold on. Where is it? It's in background. No. Hit a little button here because there was actually a math thing for this particular one. So hold on. Oh, maybe it just had to. I got Warforged. It was weird how it did in the sense of like you rolled 2d6, and then that's how you calculated everything to
Okay.
it. So why is the page not found? He weighs like 330 pounds.
Okay. So Jim really weighs what I do. Understood.
Yeah, except he's also 6'6".
So he's lean.
And
He's lean.
yeah. And then he's made of metal and wires and fluids. Like,
Yeah.
that's why I just don't understand. I'm like, Warforged need to weigh like twice as much as they do.
Okay.
But that's a semantics thing.
Sure.
He a big boy based on what a Warforged would weigh and be tall.
Understood.
He's 2 inches short of max. I'll put it that way.
Gotcha. Cool.
And about 10 pounds short of max.
So Deuce, as Jim really crushes this man's foot with a step, the guy crawls over and face plants directly into a pile of dog poo. Do you want to help him with his stone of bad luck?
Nah. Nah. I'm sidestepping. I'm just gonna sidestep.
Yep. All right. Just keep moving.
Last thing I need is some dude seeing my face, whether he's got dog shit on his or not.
Yep. So we can thank the Spirits of Fellowship for this guy's misfortune.
I didn't do it. Actually, I probably did, to be fair.
You did, actually.
At least it wasn't the shopkeep I killed.
All right. So I have Jimmerly, Lumi without wings showing, and Bigly, right?
That's correct. She would never. She knows not to walk around as a fairy here.
Sure. So I have Jimmerly, Lumi, and Deuce at the moment. Tomo, where are you?
Let's say that Tomo is staying in the gambling hall with Breezy.
Okay. Not gonna leave
Yeah.
the little girl alone.
Yeah, not in the gambling hall. He'll also just kind of be observing Mahjong and trying to learn it.
Okay. Nero is going to go and do Nero things in the middle of the evening. He will excuse himself and say that he will be back soon. Which is enigmatic enough for him, but at the same time, not out of the realm of normal. All right, so you guys can go to the Temple of Usul. As you approach the significant structure here, it's daunting. There's a sense of reverence as you guys approach, power, and generally worshipfulness. You guys want to approach the temple?
Lumi will look at Jimmy and say, "Shall I go first?"
Probably. I've not actually gone much further than this, so.
And just before we approach, we should get our story straight. What is it here that you want to do, and what do you want from these people? What are you willing to tell them?
I'm gonna tell them I came across this hammer, and
Yes.
I would like to know how to infuse it full of holy energy,
Okay.
and
I
perhaps
think
the
we should.
history on the hammer.
Okay. Perhaps I should say, I came across this hammer, and I think it is a useful hammer for you, and I would like the help of the Temple of Yusu to help infuse this hammer with holy energy.
That works too.
Okay. All right then.
I don't exactly know how the people here are compared to the rest of the people in Shu. Because again, I've met people at the steps here, but I've not
Yes.
actually. How do you say? I've not actually,
Well, we'll find out.
gone in and stuff like that. Plus, again, I don't really know what they'd consider me as in general.
Well, so far what we said about you is that you're a construct. It's not necessarily nothing more than that.
It's true. So yeah, I'll let you do the talking, and I'll just be like, Mistress, do you mind if I mention something? If I need to,
Of course.
bring something up.
Of course. I think. Yeah, let's go and do that then. So Lumi will kind of make her way. She'll make her way towards the steps with Jimmy following her in the back, behind, I suppose.
Okay.
She'll be looking for an acolyte or someone who appears to be a person from the Temple of Usil.
They're not hard to find. At the top of the steps, you see her kneeling, holding a massive sword. She greets you at the top of the stairs.
How does she greet me?
Welcome. You are new here. I have not seen you before.
That's right. Thank you for your welcome.
I am Sokatai.
It's new
Who
art.
are you?
I am Lumi, and this is my construct and helper.
You are welcome within the Temple of Usul for as long as you respect the god.
Talking about that. Could you give me a brief? I know little about the customs of this land and their gods. Could you tell me? Introduce me to your god, Usil. I'm interested to know what is it all about.
Ah, not a worshipper, but a curious one. Yes?
That's correct.
All right, let me go grab all that information. I did
Jim
not
Rowley
expect
will-
us to do this.
Well, he'll also kind of whisper in Lumi's ear, and go. I'm one thing I'm curious about too is I'm wondering which god has actually blessed me in general here. I'm able to, cast divine magic, but I've no idea which god it is that's given me this.
Lumi looks at you as you whisper to her in her face, and she kind of places her hand on your side and say, "Thank you." And then she nods, acknowledging what you said, and then she turns to the woman awaiting her to explain to Lumi what is Usil all about and who is he.
Okay. Let me get this for you because it's not in a great readable format. So let me get this.
That's
done
not
for
a
you.
problem.
Yep.
You can summarize.
Sure.
It's however this one wants to explain what she believes the god is
So-
about and who is the god.
Usul is the unmoving flame, the dawn's crown, the steadfast lord of the light eternal. He is friend and ally of Anwa, the changing one, the moon. Usul is about the sun, light, and order. We emphasize protection of the weak, endurance, and time, in contrast to change, the reliability of the order of things, one thing followed by another, neutrality. We are the unchanging sun, the eternal source of light, heat, and order. We are unwavering in commitment to consistency, structure, and reliability. Usul does not love nor hate, but he is always there. Like the promise of dawn, he is the anchor of the heavens, and the one whom other gods, mortals, and spirits alike look to for orientation. Usul does not speak to us often, but when he does, his words are like the rising sun, beautiful, overwhelming, and undeniable. Usul is in an eternal dance with his cohort Anwa, the moon god, and with this dance defines the flow of days, months, and mortal change. Usul is the constant, the still point in the universe. Anwa, counterpoint, is the changer, shifting with the phases of the moon, allowing for transformation, decay, growth, and transition. Without Anwa, we recognize that time would stop, each day repeating endlessly under the same sun. But without Usul, there would be no anchor, no light to rise each morning, no rhythm to return to. Usul holds the wheel. Anwa spins the thread. As far as
Lumi,
the place,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, please continue. She wouldn't interrupt this woman, so
No,
that
she
she's
pauses.
kind of intently.
She pauses.
She's intently listening to her. That is fairly interesting. And how? May I ask a personal question?
You may.
How long have you been dedicating yourself to Uso?
My whole life.
Wow.
I was born within this temple, and I will likely die here.
I understand. That is a greater level of dedication that I'm not familiar with. I like to learn, though. I mean, I have come here really, and I suppose to try and understand, not necessarily to devote myself, but to take notes and in my own way show my respect in those way in this way. So I was hoping that, well, I came here really to ask for a pebble's worth of wisdom so that I can place it in the right stream. Do you think Ilse or would be able to help?
Pebbles of wisdom. Come. I will present you to an image of Usul, and you can entreat him. Today is a happy day, though, because the Festival of the Iron Spiral arrives tomorrow. Please come inside.
You see Jim Rowley like kind of very actively like peek up. Like his mental expression is far more focused than it normally is.
You guys walk in. The roof above this idol is open. You can feel the sun upon you, and it's comforting, steadfast, like a solid floor that does not budge. A rock that you can lean on, a handhold that will never shake. You are within the Temple of Usul, and it is secure.
Lumi feels oddly. She feels this, I suppose, and she feels comfortable. She seems relaxed, and she walks following this woman with Jimmy on our wake, kind of taking in all the sights and everything else. And when she brings us here, I look at her expectantly.
He nods at you. This is the image of Usul, as we imagined him. Here, we keep sacred fires lit constantly by the various members of the priesthood. These are flames that must never go out. The temples, she gestures to the architecture, are oriented so the first light of dawn falls upon the central altar. This is unified across all of our temples. Here within the presence of the god, prayers are offered in silence while facing the rising sun in the morning. Solar oaths are made before Usul and cannot be broken without severe spiritual consequences within oneself.
Hmm.
Taking an oath within the presence of Usul is serious, and Usul holds those who do so in his name to a higher standard.
And Lumion, she nods at that with a deeper understanding, I suppose, more than most, since every oath and everything they've spoken has the weight of the Feywild, so she gets this. And she respects this, perhaps, and there is a little bit of Lumi does have a problem with, like, prime material people usually, but hearing this, she has a modicum of respect for these followers of Usil, especially because of this, that their words and promises must be unbroken, and that the weight of their own god ensures that they are binding.
Our practitioners meditate in the heat of the sun to strengthen will and burn away impurities. Once a year, we have the solar rebirth ceremony, which is performed during the summer solstice, where participants walk a path of flame to represent spiritual reforging. But tomorrow, we are holding a festival of the Iron Spiral. It is a test of one's strength, honor, and resoluteness in the face of combat.
Jimmy kind of his eye sockets blink off and on since he doesn't have eyelids. His version of blinking.
To succeed is to be acknowledged by the god. To fail is to try again next year. It is a non-lethal test of one's might and honor. You're welcome to attend. After all, such a formidable woman and construct would be quite the spectacle for the onlookers.
Oh, you're very kind with your words, and it sounds very interesting. And Lumi looks towards you, Jimmy, say, perhaps it's something that we might want to witness. She looks
Jim,
back. Yeah, go on.
Jim really nods.
Would you like to do that?
Jim really goes, absolutely.
Then we both agree. She looks like expectantly, like not knowing what to do here, and she's kind of wondering whether this woman will stay with us or give us any other further information. Just, I assume, what do we do here, I suppose?
That is up to you. As you are simply curious, you are not required to do anything here. Usul does not require others to be who he is. He is self-sufficient, self-steadfast. We worship him because he is independent of us. He does not need your worship, and he is not diminished by the lack thereof. So, you are welcome as long as you do not oppose him in this space.
Well, I do not. Oh, allows us a quiet moment, I suppose. Perhaps I like to stay here and feel the area, feel the moment in
Of course.
quietness.
Stand
Jim really
well.
said,
Do
kneel
not
down.
hesitate. And be who you are. She gives you
She not.
a slight bow. keeping her eyes on you at all times.
Yeah, of course.
And then, with a spin on her heel, believe you here. There's a couple other worshippers in the area, but they're not paying you much mind.
Yeah.
They're paying generally some mind because they don't see that very often.
Yeah,
He's like the
would you-
punk rocker in church.
Oh yeah, for sure. Would you mind typing her name on
Yes.
in the game chat?
Of course. And I will,
So
I'll just put her in the
did
Discord.
you? Thank you. Did you kneel, Jimmy?
What's that?
What are you doing, Jimmy?
Jimmy is kneeling and praying.
Is kneeling and praying. Lumi kind of not wanting too much to kind of interrupt you, so she kind of whispers to you, I suppose. Ask your questions.
I
He will
mean,
listen.
I'm asking them in prayer and right now, but I don't know if he's going to directly answer. I'm just a man.
I don't
Well-
think he doesn't seem to be one that would care about what you are, Jimmy,
Oh, that is
but
true.
what you do.
I guess I've only had one real, interaction with I guess, was it two? Does that demigod count as an interaction with a god? And that thing that said it was a demigod
Possibly.
that I crushed. Hope there's no. Yeah. I don't-
I understand. I'll leave you in your silence. I
didn't prepare a prayer this time. Normally, I'm pretty on top of preparing my my speeches.
What are the generalities of the prayer?
Jimmy is just he's gonna be more silent about it, and he's more saying like, Lord Usul, I hope to remain steadfast, similar to your nature. From what I've heard of your teachings, they seem very similar to how I live my life and want to continue living my life. I know not if you are my benefactor, but I very much wish to learn from your guidance. And if it's not too much to ask, please watch over me as I also strive to maintain order.
Okay, let's get a religion check.
Ooh,
Is
my
we're
-1.
Because
Yeah.
we're trying to lean into those skill checks as was requested last week. Thank you.
No.
Yeah.
I will let you use my inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
as
This
soon
is
as
what-
we use inspiration here.
Can I guidance this, Eric?
Sure.
With my -1?
Muttering under your breath, please guide
But
me.
Eric,
Yes, sir.
Is there any way in which Lumi could give him the help action with this?
Ooh.
I worked out okay, I think.
Well, let me go
Okay.
ahead and answer the question, though, because I do need to answer the question because I got asked.
Yeah.
I'm open to that if you can explain why or how.
Guys, you want to see a
You
cat? Look at
want
this
to
cat.
say yes, please? Yeah.
Look at the Roll20 webcam.
Lumi. Well, Lumi does believe that him and her and Jimmy are very, very different and everything else. She actually does care about him a lot.
Sure.
From the fact that she's kind of made, when he was sad and everything else, she kind
Okay.
of got the coffee for him and everything
Sure.
else. So her prayer to Usil is actually to entreat him. It's just like she'll kind of say, it's like, divinity is not a flame I seek to steal, but it's more of a consolation I navigate by.
So,
And she will entreat Usil to be kind, to help Jimmy, somebody who's suffered enough
Sure.
and has been through a lot, and that he needs perhaps his son for guidance.
Okay.
And she does that with a kind of genuine heart.
Sure.
It's like she
let's get
does
your
care
religion
about
check
him.
to see if we can get that help action in there. And you're shooting for a 10.
Okay. Well, give me 1 second. A religion. I got
Okay.
a 25.
So, if you would like to roll another die there, generally.
I'll roll another one. I doubt I'm gonna beat an 18, but you never know.
But that you roll with a 1d4 on top of it as
Right.
well because of your.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I with the inspiration I
Until
had gotten a
21.
17.
Understood.
21. Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
So, with a 21, generally, you are going to feel refreshed and inspired by your religious experience. While you don't hear the voice of Usul directly, you don't expect to, but you do feel at peace, and you will have advantage on your next attack roll, regardless of when that happens. You also, you just straight up, your next attack roll will have advantage, and you feel a greater connection to Usul. This will manifest in future RP and future interactions.
I'm gonna guess this from an out of character perspective. Was Usul then the god that granted Jim Rowley his power? I'm asking out of character.
Out of character, I think that if that's the direction we want to go for, I'm absolutely down for that, and I think that that's a great way to go, because that definitely fits the character.
It does. And he just didn't know, and I didn't have a good grasp of who I wanted on that regard.
Right.
But I think this will be a good place to start that role play.
Understood. Then what we'll do is we'll drop back into character and say yes.
Okay.
This is the source of your power. This is the god that has infused you with magical energies. In spite of your ignorance of him in general, you have been chosen by him to be a paladin.
Jim Rowley will stand up, his head still down, and he'll kind of whisper under his breath, like, he'll go, thank you, Lord Usul, for hearing my words. And he'll look to Lumi and go, thank you for waiting for me.
Oh, not a problem, Jimmy.
And you know
Did
what?
you get the answers you're looking for?
I think with it, you got a 21 on the religion check here. As a first divine experience, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do this wonderful thing, and we are going to grant you a boon of a one-time divine intervention attempt. You can put that on your character sheet. One time.
One-time divine intervention.
Does he have to roll beneath a 10?
He has to roll whenever he decides to use that.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So, you've caught the eye of the god, and we're going to allow you one attempt.
Hey, that's still one cool attempt.
Yep.
And the thing about it is, I love RP moments like that, like I did before with like Aimer and stuff.
Yep.
It's just, it adds so much fun to a situation in general, even to attempt it.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, Sukhothai will see you guys done with your prayers and will return. Did you feel the presence here?
Jim Rowley will respond with, yes, mistress.
Lumi smiles at Jimmy and kind of lightly places a hand on his arm, and she's like, yes, we did. It was very warm
Remember,
and welcoming.
Remember, his presence is always here, whether you feel it or not. It is whether you open yourself to who he is.
Jim Rowley will nod very understandingly.
If you choose to join us for the trial of the Iron Spiral, arrive here tomorrow, and you will be brought with ceremony to the arena.
Oh, that's very kind. You really don't have to, but I think we would love to see the Iron Spiral, you said?
Indeed.
I
And
wish to
bring
indeed.
any who wish to participate. For those who succeed will gain the blessing of Usul.
You see Jim Rowley reach behind his cloak, and he'll pull out the maul he got with the runes, and he's not like holding it offensively. He's kind of like he's holding it across his hands, kind of like you'd be like presenting a sword to someone or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of he's looking at it and looking at the statue, and he kind of grips it tightly before putting it back down, and he'll be like, "I will be there."
Very well.
Oh, that is good. Oh, that would be interesting. And what time did you say in the morning?
Dawn.
Dawn. Oh, fairly early. Okay. Yep. We will be there.
The
any-
holiest time for Usul.
Are there any limitations on this combat?
No. Only that you will not die. No one will perform any death blows. It is an honorable combat. Cheat, deceive, or kill, and you will be dishonored in the sight of Usul.
Understood.
Succeed through strength, might, and honor, and you will be honored and respected with a title and the prize.
Jim Rowley will kind of his eye sockets will kind of squint a little bit, like in the light kind of goes down a little bit, and he'll respond with, "If you'll excuse my what's what I'm thinking of here? My impertinence. Does that even count for those who are not women?"
Indeed. Usul does not judge by gender, but rather by the might of one's heart. Even if you are a man, you may stand before Usul and be judged.
Well, thank you for that clarification. Jim Rowley will turn to Lumi and go, "Mistress, by your leave." He's basically saying whenever you're ready to go, he is as well.
Yeah, she nods at you, looks around the temple once more, kind of getting a feel of the place, and she looks back at Sokotai and say, "Well, that was a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for your welcome."
Have a wonderful day under Usul's light.
I hope you have one too. And she bows to but not too low, but she
Right.
bows to her.
Every time she bows, it's that very courteous yet martial arts bow where the eyes are always eyes to eyes, never breaking that gaze.
Jim Rowley will also bow, but his is far more the formal, like courtesan style of bow.
Understood? Yeah, she is not a cleric. She's a paladin of Usul.
Okay.
Oh, I know who she is.
Well, I know Joe
Yeah.
knows who she is,
Yeah.
but yes.
Yeah, no, Lumi's bow is not somebody. She doesn't necessarily keep eye contact.
Right.
It's a bow of somebody who doesn't necessarily have any. Is not worried or anything. Doesn't have any.
Right.
Because she's after all she's got a gigantic construct next to her to keep her
Sure.
safe. So she just bows and she knows that she's in a safe place. So she doesn't think much of it.
Right.
She doesn't it's not to anybody to read anything. She just seems like a normal woman
Sure.
that bows and is respectful.
Yep.
She
Sukhothai
will-
does so out of military respect, not necessarily out of
Yeah.
threat.
No, yeah, that's fine. It's understood. So Lumi kind of thanks her again and say, "Oh, see you tomorrow then." And as she kind of turns around to leave.
And you guys can depart. And
Lumi kind of turns to you, Jimmy, as we are leaving the temple. Oh, that was nice. She was quite nice.
She was. It's my first time meeting her. I've seen her at a distance, but as a dwarf male in Asatoro, it didn't really get you far, and anything I would have done to displease anyone would have gotten me beaten. So it would have gotten me killed because I was technically property of Asatoro. So, but I didn't try to push my luck.
It's weird, and you might have. We chose as we are walking down the steps now. Lumi just kind of, is it curious then? I mean, you're no longer a dwarf male, and to keep you safe, we still treat you like property. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, well, sometimes in life you have to choose your battles, Lumi, and
That's true.
I chose my battle here and to not rock the boat for everyone else's sake.
I understand.
Sometimes it's not about you, but it's about the people you are with.
You might be right.
that's when the
Well-
two of you look around. Deuce is missing.
Yep.
Deuce Strom!
Wasn't he? Yeah, wasn't he with us?
Yeah, but remember, it's Deuce. He tends to lay low and then go do Deuce things.
Yeah, Lumi kind of. She shrugs and say, "Well, let's go and get something to eat." That's all. Go for it.
Deuce Strom, you have been wandering the streets looking for a place that would pique your interest, looking for anything that would be unwelcome or unpleasant. And then you see it, Deuce. You see what your heart has missed since Shatter Shaddai. A bookstore. Would you go in?
I would go in. When you said the thing I missed the most, I don't know why. Maybe because when I was in Germany, I thought of a kebab shop.
A
I was like,
kebab
oh,
shop.
if Dave saw a kebab shop right now, he'd absolutely lose it.
There would be a street
Oh
vendor
my
selling
God.
kebabs here. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I am not surprised that you say that you would miss a kebab.
Oh my God, they're so good. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
I had one just the other day.
But yes, Dave will go into the bookstore.
Understood. As you enter the Vermilion Scroll, you're going to be greeted by a short, rotund man who's very cheerful. He walks up to you. Oh, welcome, sir. Yes. How can I help you?
Dave will look around. I am just a scholar.
A scholar! Oh, how delightful! You have come to the right place. A pleasure to have you here, sir. Oh, is there a specific school of study that you are intrigued in?
No,
A general scholar of all knowledge. My goodness, what an aspiration. My name is Zhao Bo. Just to make your acquaintance. Oh, I didn't catch your name.
You may call me A.
A. Ah. A or ah?
A.
A.
Yes.
Hey,
Ah. Like a ah. Yes. Haha. Sorry. Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
Oh my god.
So, Mr. A, is there a specific book you were curious about, or did you simply wish to peruse our fantastical shop?
I'm looking for any older tomes you may have in your collections. Perhaps scrolls and old journals. Things of that nature.
Oh, of course. Reference material, you might say.
Perhaps. Perhaps.
Perhaps. Is there... I would love to be able to provide you with the right information, but this way. And he's going to bustle over, and as he does so, he's got this shuffling gait where it's more of him not necessarily walking, but more like he picks up one foot and then rotates his entire body to move. It's more like a lumber as opposed to a walk. His knees don't really move much. It's more of him just shifting his weight back and forth between his feet and wobbling his way forwards. Right over here. As he's walking, the guy smells like fried chicken. He comes over and presents you with an entire section. So, from that pillar over there to this pillar over here, you'll find a series of reference documents. If you need a primer on how we organize them, I'm very willing to help or assist you in a specific field of study.
I do not believe that will be necessary, but if you do not mind, I may want to move some books around. Would it be okay if I take up a bit of space?
Oh, of course. Here,
Organize things.
provide here. One moment. We do have a 1 silver table fee. Deuce, can you afford a 1 silver table fee?
I cannot afford a 1 silver table fee right now.
You don't have a silver?
No, because I just spent all the money to get the braces of defense, the Ion Stone of Fortitude, and the Cloak of Protection.
He looks at you, and he looks at you being penniless, but well-equipped. Please roll a persuasion check. I'm gonna set the DC. I'm just gonna roll a d20 to set the DC here. 1d20. All right, you need to be a 9 with your persuasion check to just get him to give you a table due to being a fellow scholar.
Come on, boss.
This is a pity check.
Yes.
Okay. So, playing upon this guy's pity, he will go ahead and grant you a table space on the house this time.
You literally have no money.
Listen, man.
You did spend 12,000 gold, so
I need to live. I need to stay alive.
For the record,
this was a one-time investment to prevent the recurrent spending of resurrection materials later on.
Wait a minute.
This is called a passive income investment strategy.
It is.
So,
you must.
So out of character, like above the table, GM Eric is a firm believer that wizards are the most expensive class. Just saying.
Oh, easy.
No.
Yeah.
100%. I still have so much. I still have to buy ink. I still have so many spells.
Yeah.
Transfer.
Yeah.
over. I have an
Breezy-
entire other spell book to put in my spell book.
Yeah, Breezy's out of money too, and like, yeah, it's.
You do have. I mean,
I'm out of
you got
money so
things
much
you
that I
could
owe
sell.
money.
You got things you could. You got a knick-knack knot as well that you could sell. It's like 50 gold.
Oh, I can get lunch. Thank God.
He can't even get the kebab. He's screwed, kid. He goes past the kebab stand, reaches into his pouch. Do you have any copper pieces?
No,
No,
Yes,
he's got
no,
nothing.
because the thing is, because I technically didn't even have enough for the bracers because I had to persuasion barter roll, and I gave him everything else I had.
Oh man.
he didn't think about asking for a coin from anyone else when we left.
Now there's no leave a penny, take a penny stance here in Asatoro. What is a man to do?
Man. So, Deuce, you go ahead and you've walked past the kebab stand, and it is that 3.5-star kebab stand. It's the good place that you really want to go to with the great customer service and everything. Your mouth is watery. It's got the veggies on there and everything, and you can't buy it.
Dace will make a mental note of where exactly the stand is, and he already knows what he's going to do later.
How GM Eric is the worst evil GM ever. Make you hungry and unable to buy things because you're penniless.
No.
The best part is the guy gives you a free sample of one 1-inch square of kebab. Just
Pop
a
it in the
taste test.
Pop it in. like chewing tobacco. He's gonna tuck it in his gum and savor it. He's gonna walk to the. He's gonna go to the bookstore.
You got a Costco sample.
Yep.
Congratulations. All right, as you are jonesing on that spiced kebab, which will eventually turn into nothing in the side of your mouth, you're able to get a pity presentation of a clear table with a couple candles that Zhao Bao will present to you. You're able to go and start looking through the reference material. And I'm going to put Zhao Bao into your chat because I know that Lumi's currently working on the reference site. So we're going to put the Vermilion Scroll, Zhao Bao, and his boss in here. Because Mistress Xu Yin owns the Vermilion Scroll, and I'll put her name in here too, because you guys need that. And the Vermilion Scroll from Astoro. I'm literally just copying file names, which is, I love my organization. There you go. Does that help?
Oh, yes, perfect.
Awesome. Cool.
All right. Once Dace.
So Zhao Bao leaves you here with your table and the reference section.
He's looking at the reference section. He's pulling out the Wand of Magic section again.
Okay.
Oh, bam! And he is he's looking directly at any ancient books or scrolls that are popping up. And those are going to be the first things he's pulling out.
Sure.
Not even looking at the titles yet, just pulling them out.
So there is one magically infused book here, and then there is a book that has something magical inside of it.
I'm grabbing that one as well.
Okay.
If it's coming up on my radar, it's getting grabbed.
Cool. So as you pull this silver-bound book that has a black cover on it off the shelf and put it down on the table, you see a sticker that has been placed on top of the book. It says, "Warning, do not open without a lot of time."
And the other one?
And the other one, if you look at it, the magic's inside there. Do you want to open it?
And then, before, real quick, before I open any of those two books,
Right?
I'm gonna do a quick scan, a quick sweep at the entire building, and trying to find any books or magical sources of chronomancy. Just God forbid, maybe there have been, maybe someone else is making some developments. Maybe someone else will learn something. Who knows?
You will not
On the
find
optimistic
any
side.
magical books on chronomancy here.
Okay. Then
If you're
that's
using the
against
Wand of
magic.
Magic Detection as your location system, this is what you found.
Okay. Well then I'm just gonna head back to my table. The first one has the sticker on it. Don't open if you don't have a lot of time. The other one, the magic is inside of it.
Ooh.
We're gonna go to that one.
Cool. So, as you pull it open, inside you're going to find that it's a reference novel about a variety of weird grooming habits for turtles. And you're like, why do you need grooming habits for turtles? But it goes through and talks about shell cleaning, shell polishing, skin care, different lotions, beak sharpening, claw manicures, pedicures, how to massage the neck, the eye strain of the common tortoise. it goes full on everything you would need to know about general hygiene for turtles and tortolans. Are you looking for the magic item in there?
With every page that he's turning, Deus's face is just getting more and more and more confused and lost. And then at one point he's like intrigued and like, oh, what the? That's actually kind of interesting. And then he's lost and confused again.
You find section on turtle waxing.
Yeah. Eventually he'll probably go about halfway through the book, just looking at it before he'll realize like, what the hell am I doing? And then he'll actually try to locate where this magic in the book is coming from. If it's innately just like the book is enchanted, or if there's like an item in this along the pages or in the spine or behind the cover.
So you go looking for it, and you find a bookmark. It's a pretty bookmark. It's, about 8 inches long. At the end of it, it's got a little piece of ribbon, gold ribbon, and it's pretty. It's got a emblem of a gold dragon on the front of it. It sits there in the book, and your magic detection pings on the bookmark.
Deus is going to. Is there like a tassel on it, or is it just like a?
It's just a piece of ribbon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He'll
it's
take
a
the
little
ribbon
piece
and-
of gold ribbon that's through a hole in the bookmark. The top of it has a
Take the ribbon.
foiled dragon on it.
Yeah, he's gonna take the ribbon and kind of tie it around his wrist, and then roll his
It's not even that
sleeve.
long. It's only 4 inches long.
Oh, okay.
It's not a long ribbon. The bookmark itself looks like it's made out of thick cardstock with this ribbon on the end of it.
All right, then he'll hook it onto his bracers.
Okay,
The bracers are defense on his
Sure.
arm, and then cover it up with his sleeve.
sure.
And then he'll close the turtle book. Go to put it back, realizing
The bookmark
hell
is
have I
gone
just
from your
read?
hand.
the bookmark.
The bookmark is gone from your hand.
Is it back in the book?
You look at the book, it is back in the book.
Well, you cannot hold a man for trying. At least I know about turtles now.
Would you
Yeah,
like to try
put it
again?
back. Nah, I don't. It's not something a magical bookmark. Well, cool.
Okay.
With Deus's messy personality and organizational, if you could call them that, methods. A bookmark that can never be lost would somehow end up getting lost.
Okay.
So that's not super concerning. Thing.
Sure.
But he will go over toward the other book now,
Okay.
and he will take the. You said it's a sticker. Is it like?
It's not keeping
Just
it
on-
closed. It's just on
Okay,
the top of it.
Okay, that's what I thought. He'll try to take the sticker off.
You try to take the sticker from the book. Okay. You easily remove the
Try to-
sticker.
Yeah, and is it a handwritten?
Yes, it's just a handwritten sticker.
Is this handwriting constant with what I've seen in the journal entries that I've been reading?
No. Based off of the fact that there is a grease stain in the form of a thumbprint on here, you get the impression this is a sticker that was made by Xiao Bao.
Okay. Just gonna put it down.
You look over at him, he smiles at you, gives you a little wave, and then takes an entire drumstick, puts it in his mouth, and pulls the bone out. And puts it in a little box.
It says they have not implemented healthier meals at the education department. Okay. And he will then start to open this other book.
Cool. The moment you open this book, the bookmark is in that page.
Oh, I understand now. I think I fully understand now.
Please roll your Arcana check because you don't have to roll Identify in this campaign. You need to beat a 12.
What am I doing? Not that. 18.
Awesome. You have found the last line's keeper.
Oh, okay. Well then, I will just keep reading. I'll start to read the book.
Okay. So, as you begin reading the book, it's a novel. Why is this in the reference section? It's a novel about a young man who's seeking to rescue a kingdom. And the kingdom is involved with giants and gnomes, fairies and goblins, intelligent creatures, dragons, elementals, ancient sages, and dangers. It is all ruled by a fantastical yet unseen woman known as the Empress. As you read through this book, you finally realize this is a very good story. I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw. Do strong.
Oh, good. Oh,
You're
good.
shooting for a 20 here.
Oh, good golly.
No one's here to assist you, and no one knows where you are. Do strong. You are able to put down the book whenever you choose to. How long would you like to read this for?
Ugh.
I'll read it for maybe. Oh wait. I'll read it for 1 more hour.
1 more hour? Cool. So you read it for another hour. You get to the point in the book where an elemental rolls into the camp of some gnomes, a flying bat, and a speedy snail. They have a generally pleasant conversation and invite the elemental to stay at their camp for the night. Is that where you'd like to stop the book, or would you like to read another chapter?
Yeah, I'll keep reading. Deus will keep reading.
Okay. As you keep reading,
Yep.
the story shifts, sir, and you find yourself in a political situation where the vizier of the kingdom is warning the people of a great danger. How the kingdom is going to be eradicated by a evil force, a villain, a great canid that threatens the entire kingdom, and that they require a great warrior to come forth and defend them, to defeat the villain.
Deus is gonna keep reading.
You keep reading? The search goes on for this hero. They send emissaries near and far, and eventually they find the young man, handsome, long flowing brown hair, bare-chested with a necklace of an Ouroboros on his chest. They bring him to the vizier, who will send him on a quest to defeat this villain, but to do so, he must visit a Tortollan sage deep in a swamp. He is given a white horse and allowed to ride off on his adventure. Would you like to continue reading?
Deus will jot down certain things that he read, specifically the Ouroboros necklace. the mention of that. He'll jot that down. And then he'll keep reading.
Okay. As you keep reading, you understand that the warrior goes through trials and tribulations, depression, and a sense of lack of self-worth. He loses his horse in a swamp before meeting a Tortolan sage.
This is just a never-ending story.
Horse swamp.
Too strong. You willingly read all through the night.
I was thinking, like, wait, Ouroboros, why is it so familiar? And then horse, white horse, swamp. Oh no!
I tried to speed it up, man, but it was good. I'm glad it took that long to get to it. But yes, you will read the never-ending story until noon the next day.
It's the
Or
never-ending
at least till dawn. Right.
So it's magical, and if you fail the wisdom saving throw, you have to read the story from till the end,
Yeah.
or you have to read it forever.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So, until someone interrupts you. So, at some point, Zhao Bao is going to come over and tap you on the shoulder to break your concentration. We are closing.
Oh, Daz will snap out of it. Close the book. No one should ever read this. This is dangerous. How did you find this?
Oh, it's a treasure of the lady of the house. Her name is, oh gosh, what was her name? I'm sorry, I have to go grab her name because I forgot her name. Her mistress Shu Yin. She is also known as the Star Child.
You mean the House of Flowers, yeah?
No. The House of Flowers is a evil and dastardly organization with their fingers in all sorts of political things. No. Mistress Shu Yin would never be involved in such things.
This house you speak of? Not
The
from...
Vermilion Scroll. This place that you were within.
Ah, this house.
Yes. I'm sorry for the miscommunication. Did you not realize this was a house of knowledge?
I'm sorry, I simply assumed this was your common bookstore.
Oh, common
realize.
bookstore. No, we are the premier bookstore in Esotor.
My apologies.
I hope you enjoyed your table.
It was quite nice. I do appreciate it.
Of course. Well,
You had mentioned the Star Child.
yes,
What is that?
Mistress Shu Yin.
Is that a political title or
Oh, no.
a
Simply,
power of hers?
no. Simply her name.
I understand.
Um,
Well, again, I appreciate your hospitality.
of course.
I do recommend maybe a better warning on this book right here for
Oh.
anyone who would like to read it.
He looks
It
at
was
you
a
and
lit-
smiles broadly.
It
It's
was-
a
it
good
was
one, is it
little
not?
vague. It was a little vague. I'll be honest. It's a good story.
As a
Good
question for you, as a method of customer service for the future, should I place another red sticker on the book that says, "Do not open without plenty of time to read"?
I would write
Two
on
stickers?
the book. Maybe just warn them that there is a high likelihood that they will not be able to put this book down if they read it right here, right now, and that they could very well be stuck in the store all day.
Oh,
I mean,
so
my God,
3
people have other
stickers.
things- My God, people have other things to do during the day. I don't want them to. Look. I want you to have business, but I don't want them to be stuck here all day. Other people have things to do.
Zhao Bao smiles at you. But sir, it is not this book in particular that has that danger. Anytime you open a book, An adventure may await you that may sweep you off your feet, and you never know where you might end up.
Ja, ja,
Smiles,
Barnes and Nobles, I
raising
get
his
it, aber
eyebrows.
Ja, ja okay.
I can go twice as high.
Exactly.
Everyone's getting my
look.
references.
Son
In
of
a book, reading rainbow.
Is this Sunday morning or Saturday morning cartoon we're playing right now?
Why not both?
¿Por qué no los dos? Right.
Yeah.
All
Darius
right.
will then thank and collect his things.
Cool. He
I'm
smiles at
assuming
you
assuming
and
the
ensures
bookmark is
that you are
covered
taking
in the
the
last
book with you. You'll want to make sure you finish it.
You know, maybe I should be the one to get rid of this. All right, have a good night. He's leaving. He's leaving.
All right. So, you're going to leave this evening. We're going to go ahead and not make you stay here and gain levels of exhaustion because you did roll well on your wisdom saving throw. Awesome. So, as Dustrom rejoins the party, not being abducted by his thirst for knowledge, where Tomo and Breezy? You're still at the Crimson Lantern gambling tonight? Until what time? What's bedtime?
So, once she learns how to play mahjong, she's going to stop, and then she will. She'll start. Okay, so the spell book that Cade gave me,
Yes.
is it a tunable or is it just a normal spell book?
It's a normal spell book.
Okay, so that means I have to copy the spells like
Correct.
manually. Because I was looking at the feature that lets me basically eat spell books, and it only works with attunable spell books.
If you want to switch out, I guess that's a whole thing that you would be able to switch out spell books, right? So I believe.
Well, yeah. So let me.
That's the whole point of that feature, isn't it?
Well, it's a lot of little features. Where is it? Because it doesn't actually. Hold on, I gotta. Where is it? Awaken spellbook. Replace damage. Here we go. You can use it as a spellcasting focus. You can replace the damage types. You can cast the ritual. Okay, God, and then here it is. If necessary, you can replace the book over the course of a short rest by using your wizardly quill to write arcane sigils in a blank book or a magic spell book to which you are attuned. So she can do the thing where she just transports all of her spells she knows into a new book. She could do that with a blank one or a magic one.
Okay.
Not with a normal book that already has spells in it. So in this case, she would just start reading it and then have to transfer it manually.
Yeah.
Which won't take long, but I will have to spend the money to transfer.
Yeah, if you're not going to use this as your primary spell book, you will have to do the transfer.
But she will start reading it.
Okay.
Like I think you implied there may be some stuff in here other than just the spells.
Right. There's some bits and lore about necromancy and ancient shadows that crawled across the lands.
Yeah.
There's going to be insinuations about eyes that watch from the north and eyes that watch from the edges of reality. Roll an insight check, Breezy. Are you reading through this tonight?
Yeah, she'll be reading it. Insight. Here we go. Bam. That's a 9.
Awesome. With the 9, you are unable to intuit what these are about, and it's probably just things to make people be spooky.
Well, she wrote. This was when she was a kid. This was her. So she was in Chandra Shadi when she wrote this. So north of Chandra Shadi is literally like the entire continent. So like it could be.
It could be anything.
It could be a lot of stuff. It could be Corlin. It could be the.
It could be Shu. It could be anything. It could be the
it could be the Jozo Sai. Yeah,
the creatures in the desolation. It could be any of the monstrous races.
The ancient wastes.
It could be Nomrat.
Literally, it's like
it's
literally one of the most southern points on the map.
Right. It could be Australia. It could be Vrix, anything.
All right, but then she'll start copying the spells. Might as well. Let me
Cool.
see. You know what? You go to Tomo while I'm doing this because
course.
I gotta do math, and that's of course gonna take
Of
a
course.
bit. I don't know why, but I may have revealed on this show before that I'm an attorney. I went to law school, not math school.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You're the one
Math school
person. You're the one person that I've ever had in any of my games ever that I would never want to visit at work. All right,
Yeah.
Tomo. Speaking of people I would love to visit at work.
Yeah, his job is cool.
His
Yeah.
job is freaking awesome. Tomo, what are you doing while Breezy's doing her studying?
He would probably return to the gambling hall, and well, if he saw anybody playing cards, he would return to the gambling hall and try to gamble some money.
Okay.
And if anyone tries to give him, lip for being a man, Breezy will say he has her permission.
Okay. So you go looking for someone to play cards with, and you will be met by the bouncer. He is the only person who's going to be playing cards, and he will play cards with you one-on-one.
Perfect.
So, as you guys play cards for the evening, a couple of coins are exchanged. Can I get you to roll 1d20? 10 or above, you'll win. 10 or 9 or below, you'll lose. Unless you're proficient, in which case you get your proficiency bonus on top of it.
I am proficient.
Okay, so your proficiency bonus is what, at +3 right now, or +4?
4.
It's 4.
All right, so you will win 4 gold pieces. Because it was close. The individual that you've been playing with has been very quiet, but stern. He's very much that warrior vibe where the two of you exchange curt nods often and answer each other's questions with grunts. It's kind of the bro code interaction where there's no frivolity, there's no over-the-top braggadociousness. It's, we're playing cards.
Just a couple of man slaves trying not to draw attention to themselves while they gamble away some money.
That's it. This is his enjoyment time, and this is his relaxation, such as it is. While he is playing, you will see his eyes shift around, occasionally scanning the room for dangers, just as yours do as well. Because you're a perceptive individual.
Quite.
The fun positioning of your table, though, is that neither of you have your back to the entrance or exit. The table is sideways, so both of you can see the entire room.
At some point, Tomo might just ask him, "Who is your mistress, Oro?"
He looks at you, Madame Wren. A pleasant woman.
Press F to doubt.
Tomo will just nod.
Roll your insight check. With a 27, he's scared shitless of Madame Wren. He's generally terrified that she might come in, catch him being cheerful and slacking off, and kill him. Hence, he's remaining vigilant about what's going on. So, he's not doing anything wrong at the moment. What he's doing is acceptable. But if Madame Wren came in, there's a good chance that the individual would die.
Yeah, Tomo will, with that, just kind of stand up and take his money and kind of just clasp him on the shoulder and say, "Thank you," and leave for the evening.
He nods at you as you leave. And just before you do, Do not stay in Asatoro too long without your mistress. Travel with her always. In spite of her diminutive stature, she gives you legitimacy.
Tomo will nod.
The camera cuts over to Breezy. She's just writing. She has the 2 books, and she's just writing back and forth. Like she's chewing on her tongue, just like just sticking it out while she's
Pulling a Michael Jordan, right?
yeah, yeah. She gives you legitimacy, and then looks at this complete goofball.
Little book
sorry.
gobbling back and forth.
sorry to interrupt.
Not at all. Absolutely. That's the
I think that's the end of the
we love.
scene.
Yep. That juxtaposition is what we're shooting for. It's great. All right. So, Lumi, Jimmerly, you guys can find Deuce on your way back.
Yeah.
He's got a book under his arm. How many books did you take, Deuce?
I only took the one.
Now, because I don't want to negate your visit to the bookstore, before you started reading the book with the sticker on it, did you look at any other books prior to that one, or did you go from the Tortolan's Guide to Hygiene to the Unending Epic? Because I'm not going to get copyrighted.
If there were any books that just so happened to be in relation to chronomancy or anything, Deus would definitely have grabbed out of a piqued interest.
Okay.
But that's just if they were anything.
Let me go check the list of books I had there. So you would have seen the titles. Let's see.
Or anything to do with Zarud, if there was anything there.
Checking my notes on my books here. Anything that would have. No, I don't have anything related to any of those topics here.
Let me think. No.
Okay.
Then yeah, that should be it.
Okay. All good. Yeah, I checked, and unfortunately, that's not one that's in there.
No, you're good.
All right. So, you guys can return to the Crimson Lantern. You guys go up to your various rooms. As a question for you guys, there are enough rooms up here to have 4 rooms. Who has individual rooms, or are you guys all staying in one?
Well, when Deus comes, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
I would imagine, given how it's Asatoro, it probably would have ended up being the women each have a room and the men share a room.
Okay.
If you want to keep up, like, the
Pretenses.
pretenses, yes.
Is that the way you guys want to do it?
Makes
yeah.
sense to me.
When Deus comes back, it took Breezy 40 minutes to transfer Cloud Kill, Polymorph, Dimension Door, Dispel Magic, Hold Person, and Misty Step. And the only reason she stopped is because she ran out of magic ink.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so she transferred these spells. Normally this would take someone days, but it took her 40 minutes. When Deus comes back, she's gonna wave at him and just be like, Deus, do you have any magic ink?
Unfortunately, I believe everything I had was in the sanctum. So if that is run out, then I believe we are completely wiped.
Oh, I mean, I have some gold, but I was saving it. Oh man, why is this stuff so expensive? I need to find out how to make this stuff on my own.
That would be a lucrative business.
I mean,
That
how am I supposed to get any work done if I keep running out? I only transcribe 6 spells.
Lumi,
think
kind of
it's,
wonders.
I believe it's the viscosity. I really believe if they could work out a way to water down the ink, perhaps it would last longer and not require so much to use on one single scroll of a spell. I believe they really need to begin working from the ground up again.
Ah. Oh well, maybe I have 300 gold. Maybe that's enough for probably one more good one or a couple small ones. I can probably go to the store tomorrow and buy some more.
Oh yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna be in a contest.
Oh
A
yeah,
contest?
yes.
There's a combat festival.
Eric, what was the name of the iron?
Iron Spiral.
Fire?
Yep, the
Yeah, let me- yeah.
Iron Spiral.
Yeah,
Iron.
Iron.
the
Iron Spiral.
Church of Usil in Asatoro is hosting a challenge, I suppose, an event called the Iron Spiral, and I believe Jimmy here would very much like to participate.
Oh, so it's like a tournament?
I
Yeah,
believe so. Yeah, anyone
pray-
is allowed to join.
I prayed at the statue of Uso, and it seemed like that's what I should be doing.
Can anyone join?
As far as I'm
Yes.
aware, yes.
Anyone. I believe the whoever wins gets the favor of a favor of Usil, a blessing from Usil, and title and recognition of their achievement.
Would that include money for Magic Ink?
I don't believe they said anything about money, but I don't entirely know for certain.
Well, I wouldn't. Yeah, no. I suppose you could. What is the word? Leverage your new title to gain some Magic Ink, perhaps.
Well, maybe we can all join.
We could, I suppose. I don't want to steal the. Forgive the pun, but the light from Jimmy. I think is something that he has to do. Or, I mean, unless he is okay with us joining him.
I mean, I'm not sure what the constraints are. I'm not going to be like, hey, no, you can't join.
We're going to
You
roll
wish-
a history check for Jimmerly.
Oh, more int stats.
Yeah.
Favorite.
Right.
I unplugged my headset. Why is everything coming through? There we go. Why do I only hear you out of my left ear? History.
When I asked that question, it's because I only have one earbud in. So at the 13, you would have heard of this event. People do go in as teams or as individuals. So that's up to you.
There are team and individual events.
I'm gonna jump on this shit.
I have not particularly seen them before. I was here to work, not watch festivals and things. So I don't know a whole lot more than that.
Breezy, raises their arm and flexes. It's just, well, then we should join as a team.
We don't know where Nero is either.
Where did he go? He said he had some business to take care of.
Yeah.
We should join us. We're after going through Akru, like we're really good at fighting together.
Almost just gonna grin.
As crazy as it sounds, she is not wrong.
We have a lot of practice.
We do have a lot of practice, but people actually need to combat smartly here, which a number of people also do not do.
Well,
Breezy looks gravely over at Deus, and she just says, "I'll make sure he doesn't get hit."
What about you?
What do you mean? I'm perfect.
After all, she's the cutest mage in all of Toivoa.
Jimmy, very
I'm the backbone of this party. I couldn't say that with a straight face.
Yep.
I carry this team on my back.
Well, it's at dawn tomorrow.
Oh, that's really early.
It is very
Yeah.
early, yes.
Very early.
So out of character, is this something that Jimmy needs to do by himself, or is this like a team thing that we
That's
should
up
all
to
do
you
together?
guys.
Yeah.
It's up to us, yeah.
As
Because,
many
you
or
know,
as few as you guys want to participate can participate.
I want everybody to participate, or anyone who wants to, I suppose.
Yeah,
Breezy
someone
wants
would
to-
love to join for sure.
Yeah. Breezy wants to help Jimmy. Also, she has some new spells she wants to try.
I need
Oh.
money.
Since
Hey, this
we'll
is
see
money.
if Nero shows up by dawn. If he doesn't, I guess we'll register as a team of 5.
That
Why
should-
not?
Yeah. Let me quite quiet. Not really saying yes or no to this.
I
Okay.
guess whoever wants to join will. I'm of course going to join, and if you guys wish to come along as well, I will gladly take your assistance, or I will accept the challenge on my own.
This is gonna be fun.
It would
Um,
bring the attention to us, but if you like to do that, then we can, I suppose. We were already told that. Well, we were told by Sokotai. She kind of says her name, and she's kind of wondering she's trying to remember the woman's name.
Yeah, it's Sokotai.
Sokotai, that's right. No, Sokotai. That was the. I believe she was a. Well, I don't know. What would you call? She's a member of the Church of Usil. She welcomed us into the temple, and yeah, she mentioned about this event and suggested that we could come and see or participate if we wanted to. But she did say that she would. And she looks at you again, Jimmy, and she's like, escort us as a place of honor, I suppose, because of our, I suppose, how unique we are. She was quite happy to help to take us there and be our host to a certain extent.
She did seem rather uncommonly nice.
Yes, you could say warm
and
welcoming.
I could have taken that the wrong way, but it was a little surprising.
I from what as the little I have seen of, and Lumi's voice kind of lows down a little bit. The little I've seen of Shu and their customers, it did seem. Asotoro doesn't feel like a traditional Chuian society.
It 100% is. Don't take Sokotai's grace for anything but. I did live here for a couple years. It is 100%. It's very Shuian.
Well, at least there's these candles of light, I suppose. Even if the rest is just darkness.
It's just the way the culture is, and part of why I don't particularly like women that much. Spent enough time here as a man. It gets. You can ask Tomo. You start to almost. I don't know what the term I'm looking for is here. You just kind of almost accept the reality as normal.
I understand. Should we? So with knowing all of this, do you all want to participate tomorrow then?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll just wake up early, I suppose.
Yeah, I gotta go get some rest. I gotta change out my spells. So it's just to be clear, is it like a trial by combat kind of thing, or is it like a
non-lethal challenge? You will not die, and participants are expected not to use non-lethal methods of.
If you kill anyone, you will be dishonored by Usul.
Oh, of course.
That's correct.
All right. So it's like fighting then. Okay, so definitely got to change out some of my spells. All right, I'll see you guys in the morning. And then she's gonna dash off to to go honk shoe, go to sleep, and then change out her spells in the morning.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. So, anything else you guys want to do this evening before bed?
Dace will ritually cast Find Familiar just to get Fritz back.
Okay.
That's it.
What is Fritz's response at this point after having been so brutally murdered by his owner?
Listen, he jumped on the sword.
After being told to.
I just asked him, hey, if you want to test it out? He said, yeah, sure, why not? It was a contractual agreement between two fully knowledge individuals.
Uh-huh.
Deuce, do you want to jump in front of my hammer real quick?
No. And so
the devil-looking
you
hammer.
wouldn't
yeah,
hit me
you know
with
how-
the hammer.
I mean, he still might hit you with the hammer, to be fair, but
Yeah.
depends on the
Lumi,
situation.
But
it is
then it would
Lumi is
be
hugging
Jimmy,
Gallifrey.
it would be on Jimmy.
Yeah, Lumi hugs Gallifrey. I would never do this to my Gallifrey. I don't know how you can be so cruel to him.
I'm glad that
Right.
Galliper is so accepting and naive, because there are times that I know that she would absolutely do this to Galliper.
Yeah.
I would definitely never do this again.
No? Just to all the
No.
flying monkeys. Understood.
Yeah, the flying monkeys definitely they cannot burn and die and die many times in the for the glory of Luminastra, but
Uh-huh.
Gallifrey. No.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Fritz will be always there for Days. He's the
Indeed.
day one. He's Days' ride or die.
Yep.
Hey,
But Fritz will kind of stretch out. Like, oh, fucking hey. Ugh. So, what's this I hear about you guys doing a tournament? Deus will kind of telepathically respond. Well, yes, the group is going to be as a Temple of Usul tomorrow, and I believe I have some ways that you could be useful. I might need you to get into the back rooms while everyone else is distracted. We need ink, and I want to know if the church has any.
Oh, dude. Oh, this is going to be so dark.
Fritz will just kind of turn around and be like, "See, boss, this is what I've missed. Getting you back on the air. It was good for you. I'm telling you. All right. I'll figure out a way to get in once everyone's distracted." Deus will nod and be like, "Look, I do not want you to take anything. I just want you to report on this."
Fritz is going
For now.
to... I don't care. I'm going to interrupt here as Fritz. Fritz is going to give you the cutest, biggest puppy dog eyes. He'd never do that, Deuce. What would he say,
know
though?
that. Don't you worry, boss. I'll keep my paws off him for now, okay? Just look, but do not touch right now. However, if we end up winning the tournament, we may not need to do anything with ink, and we'll be able to get our own. However, if Deus just kind of gives a look around, just to make sure they're like, he's not saying anything. If things do go poorly for us, you may need to get involved. Do you understand? Fritz will just give a full body stretch and shake. Boss, I've never been ready for something in my entire life.
For the
Just let me know
record,
when you're
on
ready.
my notes now, I now have set up Fritz's ink heist from the Temple of Usil.
Yeah, so then Fritz will kind of bamf out for realities for whenever Deus will need him to be ready. Fun story. The first time I ever played Deus, like as this character, was years ago in a campaign. And the first thing he did is he used Fritz to steal a pearl to cast Identify by having Deus pretend he was a homeless man on the street who was blind. and he was controlling Fritz through his vision. He stole a pearl. Fritz ran out of the store, and then Days ran down the street, down an alleyway, and was able to get away. So Fritz is a definite heist tool.
But for the record, let's put that in the canon for the character,
Yeah, we can do that.
which is fun. So we'll put that back in the history of Dustrom when he was in Shatter Shaddai.
Fritz
As a
is
memory.
my little thieving menace.
Awesome. Cool. Anything else you guys want to do before bed? 3, 2, 1. No?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So you guys can get the benefits of a long rest. Breezy.
That's me.
You know those things that you never really had until recently called dreams?
Yeah.
Yeah. Breezy, you are going to dream of yourself standing in a dark space. Nothing in any direction. You hear your own voice. Hello? Hello? Anyone there? Well, that's weird.
You don't sound like me. You gotta get better at your accents.
Fine.
Clearly you're foreigner.
I'm going to go ahead and be absolutely breezy.
There we go. What? What's going on? I was in bed. Where am I?
You will see first one pair of eyes, then another, and another. They're all watching you from all directions. Yellow, slit pupils, round ones, enormous ones, bigger than your entire body. They all shift and rotate around you like a tornado of vision before coalescing into one enormous eyeball in front of you. Its slit pupil right down the center focuses upon you. I see you. And you wake up in the morning, fully rested.
What the heck? So the only experience she has with giant eyes is the Eye of Akru. Was it kind of like that, or was it?
No, the
just
eye of Akra
completely
was round. Yeah, it was round people.
Well, yeah, most eyes are. So this was. It looked a lot different. Well, I mean, in terms of size, was it about the
Oh no,
same?
much bigger, dauntingly
Oh.
larger.
Huh.
And I know Mike knows what this is.
Yeah, but yeah, Breezy's just sitting there like, huh. I wonder what that meant. That's dream number 3.
All right. So who woke up to wake up the party to be ready for dawn?
Jim really would have.
All right. Are we saying that Jim really has an internal clock?
Yes, because he also doesn't sleep technically.
All right.
So
So you just stand there staring at the rest of the guys sleeping.
essentially, yeah, because he goes into sentry mode, which is basically just like kind of shuts off most of his functions, but
Sure.
he is still 100% fully conscious and active.
Okay. So you guys wake up in the morning. You have gained the benefits of a long rest. Go and hit the button and hit the long rest. Hit the long rest button and confirm that.
Yep.
It is pre-dawn. The Crimson Lantern is quiet this morning. Nearly too quiet, but not. Who's waking up who? Because I assume Jim really wakes up the guys.
Yep. And then
Who's
he'll
knocking on the
go-
ladies' doors?
It'll be Jimmy as well.
Jimmy as well? Okay.
Yeah, Breezy's already ready to go. She's rubbing her eyes because she's sleepy, but she's gonna say, "I had another dream."
Yeah, that's
So
normal.
weird.
People dream.
No, they don't, or I don't.
Well, that's because you're weird. Jimmy will say and go,
She
go
sticks her tongue out at him.
make sure to wake the women up.
Does she do the whole eye pull thing with sticking her tongue out?
No,
at
she just sticks out her tongue at him,
Okay.
and then she considers being mean and say, "Oh, look at this thing that I can do and you can't." when she sticks her tongue.
Jimmy be like, look at this thing that I can do that you can't, and cast command on her to drink until she drowns. But he's not that mean, and not he'd probably do something equally prankish back.
Okay. So,
Anyways, Breezy's gonna throw a pillow and wake up Lumi.
Lumi,
Yeah.
have you ever been in a pillow fight before, Luminostra?
Nope.
Wake up!
What would be her response to being impacted by a pillow of down feathers?
He would not be amused. Just like,
Wake
what?
up. Wake up!
I am awake. Why do you
Time to
hit
go.
me?
Get out of
Fine.
bed, lazy bones!
Yeah, she will get ready.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
She shakes her head in kind of disbelief. But
There we
she
go.
will get ready.
All right. So as you guys get ready for the day, there's only one small problem, in that there is no coffee ready.
Sure there is.
There is?
Jim Rowley will bust out his decanter of endless coffee.
Understood. We now establish Jimmerly, the Warforged, as Mr. Coffee.
Yes. He essentially can I just integrate into that into Jim Rowley for like
Oh my
roleplay purposes?
I don't want to go there, but
No,
okay.
I meant his mouth. I was just gonna open his mouth and coffee will shoot out like an ejector. Like a
no.
coffee machine.
There were three places that I imagined, and those are the three places that you picked one of those three.
I was gonna do something, of course, PG-13 tame, where Jimmy will just he'll put out the glasses and he'll just his mouth port will open
and he vomits
and
coffee.
It's like a nice little jet. He's a technically advanced person in this day and age, so a little stream just comes out and he fills up 6 coffee cups.
So he sits there.
Yeah.
Dispensing coffee.
Yep.
Okay. If that's what you want to do with your mouth hole, I will allow you to do that with your mouth hole.
Yes, I will.
Sir, you now are the first Warforged to ever have coffee breath.
I mean, that's pretty much the only thing that he actually eats or drinks is coffee, because he doesn't have to, but he does. It's like he can taste the coffee, but it's more like his morning ritual, And he's not going to give that up. And so even when he drinks it himself, he still does that same thing where he comes out of his mouth into his cup and then he just drinks it.
So you vomit coffee into a cup.
Vomiting is a little bit more violent of a thing. Imagine a little port comes out of his mouth, like a little spout.
Are you guys familiar with the term gleeking, where that gland beneath your tongue spits out?
Not quite. That's a little.
Yeah.
He might do that to someone else, but that's not how he's going to drink his coffee.
No, but that's how he dispenses.
Yeah.
All right. So,
let's not keep it warm, guys.
I need you to shift the decanter of endless coffee from any backpack or sack to your equipment, and that needs to be permanently equipped.
It was already in my equipment,
okay.
So I'll make it.
That counts as part of your personal weight. It cannot be unequipped.
That's fine.
Understood. You don't have to attune to it, but it is now part of you.
Yes, I was never planning on selling it or anything like that because it was just too good of role play and stuff like that. But it's much more fun that he is a robot now, so now he's Mr. Coffee.
Does anyone have a problem with the way we handled that? No,
not at all. Cool. Why would we?
Just because
I hate coffee, to be honest. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to ban it because coffee sucks.
That's not what I hear every single morning when you join. All right, so moving forward, you guys depart the Crimson Lantern and head out into town.
Yep.
All right. So we go ahead and head out into the town.
You guys ever dream about eyes?
I mean, I probably have once or twice in my life.
You mean like eyeballs? Like looking at you?
Yeah.
I have dreamed about eyes before. Yes.
Huh.
But
Okay,
not
so
many.
it's normal then. Okay.
Well,
Do you recognize the eyes that are looking at you?
Oh, they're all different kinds of eyeballs. And and then they
What
all
happened in the
and then
dream?
then they all merged into one giant eyeball, and then it was like, I see you. And then I woke up.
I can't have ever
That's-
had a dream like that.
That's. I think that is a bit of an important detail.
That's very ominous. Yes.
I cannot
I
say
mean,
I've had
well,
that kind of
I
a
guess you could
dream.
say it was a nightmare. I guess I don't know. I've never had one before.
I am able
I've
to visit people's dreams, Breezy. So maybe somebody is trying to communicate with you.
Maybe. Oh, maybe tonight you can do that on me and tell me what you see.
It doesn't quite work like that, but we'll talk about that later, I suppose.
Did you say you do not have dreams very often? Or at all?
I've had 3 dreams.
In your entire life?
Yeah,
That's weird.
and they've all been that since I met you guys. Actually, the first 2 were when we were marching to that goblin camp, and then the third one was just last night.
You have such a creative imagination, yet you possess only 3.
With
I don't
how weird Breezy is, does that surprise you even remotely, Deuce? I mean, you're weird too, but like,
There is some method to my madness, but
hold on, is there?
was there
Wait.
a method behind it? I guess you could say rather than
Okay.
to it.
I believe that one more.
Yeah,
I mean, not everything needs to make sense.
but
Jimmy's about order. Everything does have to
Yeah.
make sense to him.
it does have to make sense to Jimmy. Breezy, the next time you have one of a dream, or perhaps this experiment with Luminastra, if you could at all possibly, I know I sound like a academics counselor, but perhaps you should write down your dreams.
I would have to write them down. I could just tell you what happened.
Well, perhaps if there are any visions that you have, a picture would be much easier to show us.
Do I have
Are you Do you have
minor
do you have any-
illusion? Let me see.
Yeah, you could use an illusion. Because I
Uh,
often do that. Is this how I showed you the strange, mechanism where your other self is at?
I have a spell to create a larger image as well. I could share it with you.
All right. I mean, I could. Yeah, because I mean, then I could show you exactly what happened.
Yeah, I can.
Lumi's in her mind, she's just saying, "Great, more magical ink that they would need."
Well, yeah, we're discussing and we're speaking, and yes, another investment in the future.
And more magical ink. She's starting to just like, really? I mean, this is a. Lumi's just thinking to herself now, just like, maybe I should open a magical ink shop. I'll make loads of money.
Days and Breezy are trading spells like they're Pokemon cards right now.
It's,
I'll give
it's
you
a lot.
one wish.
It's a lot cheaper in Chandrashadai, but we go through magic ink like crazy.
Yeah, well.
It's where the ink flows like wine.
Yeah.
She doesn't say that. That's Aspen, where the beer flows like wine.
So I am going to
don't
go ahead
mind.
and make a point of order here.
Yeah.
Point of order.
For those of you who paid for the rooms, you guys managed to get your dinner there at the Crimson Lantern. However, Dewstrom needs to eat a ration.
Right, that's true.
You have to.
Yeah.
Because
We have
Dewstrom
lots of
could
rations.
not. Yeah, Dewstrom could not afford his room and had to
Yeah.
mooch his bed last night.
Days would totally have just been fine sleeping on the floor.
I mean, Jimmy wouldn't have had a bed, so Deuce would have been able to sleep in whatever bed Jimmy has, unless there was only one bed in the room.
There's
Yeah.
one bed in the
Also-
room. Tomo got it, so
Okay. Yeah.
Also, if Nero didn't come back, I could have just Nero's bed.
yeah. I guess we could do 2 beds. That's fine. Cool.
Nero's. This is on Nero's tab, right? This is
Yeah.
initiation into the group. This is.
He didn't show. He didn't get the bed. That's all. Going back, I'm
Jimmy's
like
kinda like-
fan service. I want to see just like Tomo with the covers completely covering him and his legs just dangling off the end of the bed. Just, is that the way Tombo sleeps, or does he like fetal position? How does he sleep?
No, he sleeps on his back, usually with like his hat over his face.
Okay. So his legs extended?
Yeah, usually with like one knee up.
Okay. Cool.
He sleeps like a country western guy
Yeah.
over his face.
Awesome.
In fact, his eyes never close below the hat. He's always open.
Major pain.
Imagine-
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys can go to the Temple of Usil just before dawn, where you will then meet up with Sokotai.
Right before we get to the temple,
Yes, sir.
Davis will summon Fritz. Just as we're like walking through the streets, just kind of casually, I'll bam Fritz into his coat, and Fritz is just chilling, kind of like on his shoulder, around his collar.
Here comes the plant. Gotcha. As you guys arrive, Sokotai greets you at the base of the steps.
Lumi bows to her and say, "Morning."
Good
Ladies
He
morning.
also bows, and he removes the cowl from his cloak.
She nods to you and in sign language will sign good morning. She does not speak.
The chicken's almost sign language. Jimmy's just going to be like, he's just going to nod.
If you'd like, you can roll a religion check of a DC 12 to determine why she is
I
not
will
speaking.
attempt to, and I'm going to guidance myself on this real quick,
Sure.
because I'm going to need it. Oh, I got a 13. Haha.
With a 13, you did beat the 12. The clerics of Usul, the most devout, do not speak during the dark times. So at night, dusk, etc., they only speak during daylight hours.
Jimmy will nod to her, like, extra deeply in respect to that.
Okay.
And he'll also tell the group, how do you want to say this exactly? He'll go, we gratefully respect your grace, priestess. We will await your voice when Usul arrives.
She nods at you. Will turn and gesture for you to follow her.
When you say you mean all of us.
Yes.
Yeah, Lumi will follow.
Is
Okay,
anyone
just
doing
leave-
anything here
leave-
before we depart the steps of the Temple of Usil? GM Eric's eyes turn to Deus Strom and Fritz.
Yeah, as the group is walking away and everyone's kind of passing, Fritz is gonna run. Dave's gonna run towards the edge of the staircase, and Fritz will kind of crawl down Dave's into the brush.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just kind of near the base of the stairs, kind of hiding in the brush.
Just hides.
Fritz will look up at Dave. Dave's gonna look down at Fritz. They both nod at each other, and they know Fritz knows what he needs to do. Dave knows what he needs to do, and they're gonna go their separate ways.
I
Fritz is
need
gonna
a
go-
stealth check from Fritz, please.
Yeah. He's a +5 to stealth.
Jimmy is also going to actively say, "Guys, please,
It's a
please,
22.
please don't do anything dumb here."
he
he's
says
like-
that just as Fritz disappears.
Yes, that's why I'm not trying to ruin the moment. Jimmy's just voicing it like in the,
That's valid.
you know,
100%
please don't do
valid.
anything dumb here.
Yeah, Jimmy says that. Dave's just turning around. I would never, and just starts walking with the
The
group.
juxtaposition of him saying "I would never" as Fritz goes full Mission Impossible wall slinking into the Temple of Usil.
Deuce would never, but Fritz, on the other hand, absolutely would.
Yeah,
Not
absolutely.
only that, it's a weasel wearing a demon armor, a demon weasel.
Going
Yeah,
into the
healthy
Temple of
as hell.
Usil. Yep.
A demon weasel going into the. He hasn't become an NPC because he's a familiar.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah,
Ah,
but like he's
Rude.
the
He
only
takes 1 point of damage. Oh.
yeah,
Oh no, no, that's the thing. He's got like 19 HP. He because of the armor and stuff.
Sure.
His AC
Yeah.
is 19.
His AC
Yeah,
is
his
19.
AC is 19. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
His AC is
Oh,
19. He only has 1 hit point.
He has 1 hit point.
Yeah.
But my god, can he dip, duck, dive, and dodge?
So,
Yep.
you guys will be led towards a massive arena. Standing around, you see a couple of different teams that will be participating after you. But you're the first ones in this morning.
Yep.
So, as dawn breaks over Asatoro, you are ushered into a room, and before you, there is an iron grate. Sokotai has come into the room with you, and as dawn breaks and the first rays of sunlight come through the bars, she turns and bows to you. Fight with honor. Do your best. Survive for as long as possible. And prove yourself in Usil's light.
I do have one question, Priestess.
She looks at you intently.
Do all preparations need to be prepared inside the arena, or can preparations be done outside the arena as well?
Prepare yourselves now, for once you enter, combat begins.
All right, on that note, Jimmy will cast level 4 aid on himself, Tomo, and I'm going to go Deuce because Deuce does dumb things in Jimmy's mind.
So, out of character, this is
That
your
is
prep
fine.
time.
Yep.
This is not Knuckle Dusters. Your buffs will not be stripped when you enter the arena.
So Deuce, Tomo, and Jimmy get plus 15 to their max HP.
Yeah.
15.
Would it be okay to say, Eric, that it's like so that I can cast it prepare, but how long is there also to be able to cast spells and at least have a short rest as we come here, or
Well, you're not resting, you're walking, but
yeah,
that's
that's fine.
up to you guys.
No,
I
that's
would
okay.
make-
Leave it as it
While
is.
while we're waiting outside the
1 second.
doing this, Breezy will cast a ritual. She'll ritual cast Phantom Steed,
Okay.
her little horsey.
Her little horsey.
Well,
Understood.
it's a moving mass of ice that is shaped like a horse. But yeah,
Cool.
and then she's gonna hop up on it.
Awesome.
Deus is gonna make a haste bead with
Okay.
arcane abeyance.
Sure.
And I will.
So I'm going to go ahead and shift you over to where you guys can see. You guys can
I can
currently
click
see
to-
outwards into this arena from where you're
I'll give
standing.
it to Tomo.
A speed for Tomo, thank you.
This is the arena that you will be fighting in.
Ooh, wow, that's pretty. Is that a table in the middle?
It is a series of pedestals, and there are torches on the outside of it. It's an altar.
Jimmy will also say, do not bring dishonor to Uso in this.
So, as we are looking at this, we will then put you on that battle map, and you'll find yourselves at the bottom of the screen. And I am going to turn on the Explorer feature, so anything that you guys are able to see, you will be able to keep seeing. There you go.
Tomo will be kind of like wiping down some of the metal bits from sharpening his blade, and he'll turn to Jimmy and say, "How do we not dishonor Usul here?"
Jimmy nods at Tomo. We will fight with honor in this place. Not that we don't in general. I'm just, just stating it as a, a thing.
All right. Any other preparations you want to make?
Jimmy is going to cast Shield of Faith on himself the moment they step out the door. In the last 10 minutes, he's just trying to maximize it.
Lumi's gonna use a feature she rarely had the need to use. Ever.
Oh, Deus gets
Uh, And she gives herself flight with her elemental gift.
Okay. Cool.
She can fly for 10 minutes and keep in hover.
Awesome.
That's it.
Yep.
Cool. The last things you hear from Sukhothai before the gates open, you will face two challenges. First, of the sun, and the second of the darkness. Prove yourself in both, and you will have gained Usul's might. She bows and departs the room.
I'm not sure what to expect here, guys, so be prepared
Oh,
for
it's gonna be fun.
I mean, in your eyes and mine, this is well, I'm not sure how fun this is gonna be. You can tell Jimmy's taking this very, very seriously.
Breezy's not.
Yes.
No? So,
She's riding around the room on the horse.
He goes,
cool.
he's gonna say, Breezy, this is immensely serious for me.
Okay.
You will hear trumpets. And the crowd goes wild outside.
So cool.
Before the gates will open, and I need you guys to please target your tokens, and let's roll for initiative as the gate opens.
Badab, badab, badab.
And I do
So,
need to move that initiative
I rolled a 2.
The Phantom Steed
Yes.
is basically just a riding horse with 100 feet of movement. So does
Right.
it have its own initiative?
Does it have hit points?
Yes, it has hit points. It has 13. It has all the stats of a riding horse, except
get you
it
a
has
riding
100
horse.
movement.
All right. So here is a riding horse for you. And this is controlled by Miss Breezy. And you said it has how many hit points?
It has a riding horse has 13 hit points.
It
Understood.
doesn't matter how much it doesn't matter how much HP it has. The moment it takes a damage, it dies.
It doesn't say that because I could have sworn it did say that, but I was rereading the spell because I haven't used it in a while, and it doesn't say that. Oh,
It does.
I'm sorry. Yeah, at the very end, there it is. Yeah,
At the
its spell ends if I dismiss it or if it takes any damage, so it has 1 hit point
Understood.
effectively.
Cool. Awesome. So, we're going to go down the order here. Something up there. All right. Cool. And GM Eric needs to be on here as well.
I'm hearing the mysterious piano music as well as the battle music.
Yeah, I don't know why that's on there. Fixing that.
Because we're playing extra mysteriously.
It got double layered. My soundboard sometimes does that. Okay, so my initiative is a 20 because I am the lair.
Why do I have 69 hit? That's 1 hit point.
Giggity.
Giggity.
We will go to Miss Luminostra.
Lumi will move in outside and she kind of is flying. The moment she comes out, she kind of
The
takes.
crowd
5 feet up
cheers
in the
at
air.
your arrival.
She flies. She's at least 10 feet in the air here.
Okay.
And she's got another 10 feet of movement, so she can't see anybody, but she'll hover another 10, and over there, she see what is this?
There seems to be a suit of armor radiating with the sun's light over there.
Does it feel like something that you would we are meant to fire, I suppose? Oh, Lumi will. I've seen that. She will. She's going to cast Stylus in the Fate and concentrate on that.
Okay.
Okay, and that's it then.
Cool. It comes charging out from there and makes it all the way to there with a dash. As it comes thundering into the arena, you guys feel the ground beneath you shake and rumble. This thing means business. It holds aloft an enormous fist, ready to clock anyone who comes near it. All right, Mr. Strom.
I thought the spell had longer range than I had, but it doesn't. So, I don't want to do anything super. I don't want to do anything stupid that'll die. So, we are going to. We're not going to cast Mirror Image yet. I honestly don't even want to move out of here. You said this is like a construct, or is it a?
It appears to be a large construct, yes. Or, sorry, gargantuan construct.
I'll give this a shot. I'm just gonna try and cast Dispel Magic on it.
Okay. As you
It is
cast
right
a
around
spell
20
magic
feet.
on it, for a moment, the radiance around it shimmers, fades, and then again flares anew. It stands in sunshine and is reactivated.
Okay. I will shout to the others. If we can get it out of the direct sunlight, I believe we may be able to keep it shut off without destroying it. And I will end my turn.
Cool. Then it will use a legendary action. And it's going to target you, as I believe you're within 120 feet, right?
Yeah,
So,
I'm at 105 feet away.
he's going to force you to recast your last action.
Dispel Magic? On
Yep.
him?
Yep. You have to dispel magic him again.
Right now.
Yes, sir?
Okay.
You're the only one who's
So-
taking an action. He can't choose anyone else.
Okay.
So, you have to consume a spell slot to dispel magic on him.
So it'll shut him off again for a brief second, then
Correct.
the sunlight. Okay.
Yep. But that's his first legendary action. As we go to Breezy.
So yeah, I'm just reading up on the rules on mounts. So I think because it is not an intelligent creature, it's a controlled mount, so therefore it doesn't have a separate initiative, but
made
it
a
does have its own.
Yeah, I made a mistake. Deuce, you did get a wisdom saving throw to prevent that. Please roll your wisdom saving throw. It's DC 16.
I probably will fail this.
You're within 10 feet of Jimmy right now.
All right, so take the spell slot back. You did not force it. Go ahead, Breezy. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, so it's a controlled mount, so it has its own actions, but it doesn't have its own initiative, because it's basically under control. So it can take one. It can either do one dash or a disengage
Sure.
or something like that. So that's. I'm just reading the rules real fast.
Sure.
But anyways, it has 100 feet of movement speed, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. Breezy is going to be waving at the crowd as she comes out because she wants to hype up the
Please
crowd.
roll a performance.
Yay! Not bad.
With the 16, the crowd cheers once again, as Breezy is truly the cutest mage in all of Toivoa.
Yay! Yeah, she's just like, she's doing the thing where she raises her arms and everyone, cheers, and then she drops them, they go quiet, and then she like raises them up again.
Yep.
And she's just going around the outer edge on this basically a unicorn made out of ice. And that is what she's gonna waste her turn doing.
Understood. Gotcha.
Jimroli actively sighs.
Flattery gets you far. Tomo,
No, it's an arena fight. You gotta get the crowd involved, you
Yep.
know?
I'm going to use another legendary action at the end of Breezy's turn to try to force Deuce to do that Dispel Magic again. Wisdom saving throw DC 16, sir. Deuce's wisdom saving throw.
Yep. Sorry, I don't know, it's lagging. There, we're coming through.
All right, Deuce, you're going to consume a spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then we go to Mr. Tomo.
Tomo is going to use the haste bead on himself.
Very well.
That
As
takes
you
an action,
crush it.
right?
Yep.
But then you do get a hasted action.
Yep. I'm going
Way.
to move up to here and just take the dodge action.
Cool.
That'll be it for my turn.
Jimmerly Adlerman.
Jimmy is going to. Let's see how far. How is this go? Let me zoom in a little bit. Should have done that before. I'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then I will. I would use my action to dodge.
Okay. As a point of order, the hasted action cannot be used to dodge.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah, you can't use it for dodging.
Yeah, okay, good call. Then I will, I guess, prepare an attack if he
Okay.
comes up.
Understood.
Actually, with my bonus action, I will go ahead and cast Spiritual Weapon next to me.
Understood. Cool. Let me get you your spiritual weapon.
No.
Spiritual weapon. There's the Hammer of Justice. And we're going to grant that next to you. All right. Cool. All right. Anything else, Jimmerly?
Nope. That is my economy.
All right. I am going to use my legendary action to target one of the two people who have things I can make them do. Number 2, Deuce. I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw of DC 16 or use another spell slot to cast a spell magic again.
That's really, really painful for Juice.
He
Okay,
resists.
we're chilling.
Understood. Luminostra.
Lumi turns to, she kind of tells you, Jimmy, and you, Tomo, she's like, I would stay out of his range and try to. I'll try to help you, you guys on the melee against the creature.
This is for honorable combat. I fully intend to face its wrath.
She nods at you, understand. So, but that does not mean we
Yeah.
shouldn't try to use strategy.
I'm not
And
saying that
she-
you cannot use strategy. I'm just telling you what I'm going to do. Do what you must beyond that.
Yeah, she nods at that. She's going to do is How tall is this creature, Eric?
20 feet tall.
20 feet tall. So Lumi is currently at 10 feet, so she's gonna use a whole movement to just fly straight up. So she's gonna be at 40 feet in the air.
Okay. Completely out of reach.
Completely out of reach from this creature.
Awesome.
And then she is let me see, what else can I do? I don't want to attack first, so I am going to hold my action with. No, I'm not going to hold my action. I am going to dash and just move up to here. And
Okay.
that's it.
Cool. Then it becomes its turn. And it's going to move 40 feet in a direction. Who are we going to go towards? 5. Number 3. 1, 2, 3 would be Jimmerly. Jimmerly, it comes charging towards you.
The Jimly is prepared to meet it.
As it does so, its eyes begin to glow bright orange, and a beam of energy is going to sear outwards in a line 60 feet long. 1d5 towards target number 2. The beam goes up into the air. Luminostra?
Yeah.
The eye beam.
What do I need to do?
Whoa. I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw or suffer 36 radiant damage.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
16.
You save,
Fantastic.
and you will take half
am
of the
resist-
damage.
I take half of the damage because I'm resistant to radiant damage.
Awesome. So you will suffer 9 points of radiant damage as
It hits
just
my
clips you.
armor, and it hits my armor, which is the glass-studded leather armor, and
Awesome.
it just kind of shines all over, multiple little beams all over the place.
You
Oh, wow.
mirror
Look at
ball
that.
the whole arena.
Yeah, she's like a disco ball.
Basically, yeah, like a disco ball.
Awesome. Please roll a performance check. Did you spin while doing this?
Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
14.
That's pretty good.
You
Yeah.
make it look good. It's not so much the damage, it's the approval of the crowd as they cheer you on once again, Luminostra.
Indeed. Actually, oof. Yeah, I was silly to do that, but yeah, please go on.
Okay.
I should have used my Silas in the Fate on the saving throw.
All good. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Please go
then
on.
it's going to use it. So I've done its bonus action and moved. I'm going to dash. And we are going to dash towards Jimmerly because we established that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
So we dash directly over Jimmerly to here. We don't stop there. We just go directly over the top of him and we turn. And as we slide to a stop, this fist is up in the air, ready to punch him down into the ground and make him a lawn ornament. Deuce,
Very nice.
I'm not a gnome, okay?
about to be.
Let's see about that.
Deuce strong.
As a reaction, is he punching or is this a
No, I have
attack
not done so. I'm cinematically preparing for next round. Or for a legendary action, which is what's going to happen. I'm either going to
Oh.
use my lockstep pulse or I'm going to solar slam.
Oh, okay. Should I try to slow him? If I slow him, he can't take the prepared action. 'Cause that's
He
a
doesn't have a
reaction.
prepared action. He has legendary actions that are not affected by slow.
Well then, I'm gonna try banishing him.
Okay. You're trying to banish the one fight in the arena? Would you like to roll an
Yes.
insight check before you do so?
You might want
Uh,
to.
Oh yeah, that is true. The one, yeah.
It's not very
I'm not great.
honorable.
I'm not great at insight. I'm not great at insight though.
Okay. All right. Here we go. So,
You failed.
the creature does not have any legendary resistances and is banished. The crowd boos. Boo!
Jimroli will scream backwards, bring him back!
Don't worry, I got this. As long as it's not from another. Is it from another? Can you tell when you cast the banishment if it's from another
No, you
plane?
don't. You don't
So
immediately.
it's just a yeah. So you just find out after the minute, and if it doesn't come back, then
Right.
it was.
Yeah, or I drop it. I'll just whisper, just roll slowly out of the way.
Yeah.
And then I'll drop him back.
You're gonna drop him back immediately, or
Yeah.
are you gonna wait?
It's only 6 seconds.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Okay,
I'll wait.
we're gonna wait. Strom, you are being booed for a couple of reasons. One, you haven't entered the arena. Two, you've banished the challenge and essentially negated the fight. So, the honorable aspect of this has been tainted by Strom. For Xanthria, what would you do?
She's going to, because there's nothing to target, and the crowd is upset, she's going to just yell at them, just try to hype them up. Are you guys ready to see something amazing? Don't worry, it's going to be back in just 1 second.
Please roll your persuasion check to get the crowd going. I'm going to give the crowd a +10 on this. We're going to set the
I'm going
DC
to-
as 1d20 plus 10.
Ooh.
So, no, you are unable to turn the crowd.
Hold on.
Good.
I'm going to spend my inspiration to reroll.
Very well.
This is the really important check. Yeah, guess not.
Unfortunately, you were unable to turn the crowd as your fame and general favor from the crowd has turned to disdain. All right. So,
That's it for her turn.
As
Also,
Breezy
I guess she'll have pranced around on the horse a little bit.
okay,
So yep, that's it for her turn.
Mr. Tomo.
Someone will look over at Deus and say, "We should make use of your haste right now. Bring him back."
There's no honor in us standing here.
Yeah, Deus will.
Ready to swing now.
Deus will drop it.
Okay.
Once he sees that Breeze's kind of like persuasion attempt has failed, and it'll just be like, because Deus is just about to finish, and be like, fine, let's make this fast. Boom, and drop it back in.
All right. The crowd is going to cheer once again. You've at least got a little bit of the crowd back with you.
Okay, Tomo is going to slide through the sand to get to this side of the guy, and he's going to do an unarmed strike while he's doing that.
Sure.
Cinematic. He pops back in, Tomo slides up in the back.
And with the 28, you bludgeon this thing. Do your unarmed strikes now count as magical?
No.
They do not. Okay.
Oh, and I think they have that issue that you guys were talking about where they're a D6 and they should be a D4.
Understood? So, it's okay. We'll worry about that later. But because your attacks are not magical, this will deal 4 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, and then he will use a hand to kind of kick himself up or push himself up off the ground
Sure.
and kind of curl into a ball and do like a little flip. And during the flip, he will draw his blade and start slashing away at this guy.
During the flip, the blade extends from its sheath and comes down with the full force of your flip. And with a 29, you will cleave deeply into this entity as you deal the full 26 points of damage. Slash.
And now my hasted attack.
Yes, sir. And the second one, unfortunately, the depth of your first cut was unable to pull out effectively. So when you go to swing again, it clangs sideways into the construct.
Okay, and bonus action unarmed strike.
Yes, sir. And that's going to be a critical strike, and that will deal the full 8 damage.
The final slash there was just judging the distance for the kick.
Right. Understood.
All right, that's it for my turn.
Because the blade matters when it comes to your foot. So, Jimmerly, Oh, I should use a legendary action. I have 3 of them, don't I? So, I am going to... I don't know what anyone else did, and I don't want Tomo to hit me again, so I'm going to use my Solar Slam as one of my 3 legendary actions. I have 2 people I can slam at now. 1d2. Generally, I punch you. And I miss you. Go ahead.
Jimmy will take a step here to help Tomo.
Yes, sir.
And I will swing my hammer.
Understood?
This is a good advantage anyway, because my first attack got advantage.
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm going to 29.
A 29 strikes it hard.
For 22 points of damage.
As the impact here bursts, you see a massive dent open up. It cracks even. The armor, you can see the internals a little bit.
He really raise his hammer again.
I'm sorry, that did fire damage as well, so the fire damage is negated. It's immune to the fire.
Okay.
Sorry for that.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
here's...
That is perfectly fine. Jim Broly will swing again anyway, because that's what he do.
Yeah, here's the copy-paste of those things. Alright, so the second swing is a 22. That will also bludgeon it.
And he will take 17 points of bludgeoning damage.
Understood. Yes,
then
sir.
I will use my bonus action. And I will spend 2 sorcery points.
Okay.
And I'm going to Booming Blade.
Very well.
It's roll out.
A
Yeah,
26.
For 22.
Got it. Clang, boom. That goes through the arena. Anything else, Jimmerly?
Jim Roy will shout, "Glory to Usul!"
The crowd cheers. Please roll a performance or persuasion check.
Use persuasion.
All right, with the 25, you have the crowd again on your side.
That is all of my actions.
All right, at the end of your turn, I'm going to, again, use a Solar Slam, and we're just going to target Jimmerly. Jimmerly, punch. Dealing 29 damage to you.
Jimmerly will use his reaction
Yes, sir.
to cast shield.
Very well. As the shield goes up, it takes your AC up to what?
29.
Damn. All right. Luminostra.
So that's why.
Lumi will fly directly above the guy.
Okay.
She goes down to she goes down to 35 feet when she does that.
You're 15 feet above his head.
Yeah, she will hold that action to cast a spell, a cantrip.
Okay.
And the trigger will be after he's done.
Okay. That means you're dropping your Hinder Fate?
Yep.
Okay. Just gotta jump through the hoops of making sure.
Yeah, no. She's dropping her Hinder Fate.
All right. So it will, at the end of your turn, he will use his third legendary action to Solar Slam Jimmerly again.
Mm-hmm.
For 20 damage, and it bangs into that energy barrier.
Yeah, it is a bear. He looks up and goes... He just looks straight up at the golem. He doesn't actually say anything. He just stares it straight in the eyes like he's accepting this challenge.
The crowd cheers at the fact that you're withstanding the full might of this thing. It becomes its turn. Lumi, did you want to do something now?
At the end of his turn.
At the end of his turn. Very well.
Yeah.
Cool. So, the entity is going to try to recharge the Radiant Pulse, which it gets back on a 5 or 6. 1d6. It did not get that back, so I cannot use my I-beams. So I'm going to try to slam one of the 2 people hereby. Who am I going to focus on for this round? I'm going to focus on Jimmerly for this round. Jimmerly, I'm going to make 2 slam attacks. The first one will be a 22 to bludgeon you.
It bounces off a magical shield.
And the 14, the magical barrier holds. Mr. Strom.
Okay, my action goes off.
Go ahead.
Lumi casts Tug on a Silver Cord. It needs to... this is 19 as she places her hand down as she's grabbed this invisible cord that becomes visible as she grasps it. She pulls it up, and the creature, if it fails, will fly 10 feet in the air and land on the ground prone.
Ooh. This is basically Thorn Whip, yes?
No, this is Lightning Lure.
Lightning Lure. Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
And this is a strength saving throw?
Yeah, strength saving throw 19.
All right. The whole thing is lifted up and then dropped. As it falls to the ground, it's going to suffer the full 7 lightning damage here, correct?
No, the lightning damage is only if it ends up after the force movement where he ends 5 feet away from me. So it doesn't take the damage, but it will take falling damage, or at least
yes.
1d6.
Okay.
Because he flew 10 feet in the air and then fell.
Let's get 1d6 damage, please.
Yep, 1 second.
And it is now prone, because that's what happens.
Yep.
So, it will suffer 2 points of damage.
Yeah, bludgeoning.
Yep.
Damage,
Oh,
obviously.
it's not magical, so...
yeah, exactly.
It'll
So
take
it was
1.
Take note then. Yep, that's fine.
Oh, it's immune to it. I'm sorry. Okay.
No, even better.
Oh, good.
Didn't take any damage, but it's prone now.
Yep. Cool. Deus, it is prone before you.
Oh, that's great for Jimmy and Tomo. Help
Exactly.
them out. Deus is gonna start to walk out. He'll walk out finally.
The crowd boos at you.
6 and 7. He's flipping everyone off as he's walking out the entire time. And then he's gonna switch his right hand from middle finger over towards Jimmy. He's gonna cast Enlarge on Jimmy.
Okay. Jimmy, you are going to be enlarged unless you resist.
Nope.
Okay. Anything else, Deuce?
I'm sorry, Tomo.
Nope. I am good right here.
Okay. Cool. So, as Deuce has cast Enlarge, the creature looks over at Deus and looks at the whole situation. And we're going to use the Lockstep Pulse. I need you to roll a Wisdom saving throw with DC 16 or cast Enlarge on the construct. Because it
That
would
would
really
be a
like to be.
shame.
Oh,
That sure is a shame, man. Try
as I
harder,
consume a
boss.
legendary action there.
Yeah, I bring my other hand, which is still flipping people off, right in front of the construct.
Understood? Breezy?
Unfortunately, I don't have prestidigitation equipped at the moment. No, Lumi's above it, so I can't do that.
I'm like 15 feet above it.
Okay, I can shoot above you then. She is going to launch a fireball basically above the melee.
Yep.
And it's going to be a snowball. And she's hoping that with all the snow and crystals and all the light from that thing, it's shining really bright, right?
Yes.
It's going to look really pretty.
Okay.
That's
So you're doing it above Luminostra? Up in the air?
above. So she won't get hit by
So it's
the
a day
actual damage.
firework.
It is a fireball firework. Yes.
Understood. So a
That
burst
that's all
of
she-
snowflakes shimmers in the air as the loud boom of this enormous explosion, and the entire area is going to be showered with ice crystals that fall all around you guys. The crowd is absolutely thrilled by this as the light show happens in the middle of the day.
I'm helping.
If you guys are familiar with the term sundogs appear. You've never seen sundogs. They are a winter environment thing. They're beautiful.
Jimmy just sighs again. He's thinking internally, I'm never bringing her in a group adventure again.
I will.
You got this.
I'll get you guys
No,
an image of this.
I was just telling everyone Jimmy's internal monologue.
So this, I'm sending you guys the Wikipedia thing on sundogs because it's really cool. Here you guys go. This is a visual occurrence that does happen in real life, and I have seen it twice, ever.
And she's the horse is circling the arena.
Okay.
She actually goes like around the whole thing because it can dash,
Yeah.
so that's 200 feet of movement. So
You're able to go.
yeah, she's
long
just
trip.
going around in circle.
Understood. The crowd is going wild. You are negating the boos of Deus Strom.
Look, we have the face wizard and the heel wizard.
That's exactly what's going on here. All right. As Deuce is sitting there flipping everybody off, Breezy is putting on a magic show just for pretties, and it's working. All right. At the end of the turn, we are going to use another lockstep action, and we're going to... Goodness, we wouldn't do it on a snow spell. Would we? We'll find out. Which one are we going to do? We're going to go ahead and target one of the people who has something beneficial here. So 1d2. All right. We're going to get Breezy to do another of those snowballs, but we're going to do it directly on this point here. If you fail a wisdom saving throw of a DC 16.
Oh, he can actually direct where I cast a spell?
Yep.
Oh, wow. So DC 16 wisdom saving throw.
Yes, please.
Oh, that's a 3.
All right. So a snowball erupts here. I need Jimmerly, Deuce, and Tomo.
Unfortunately, guys, I already used my inspiration to re-roll on hyping up the crowd.
It's all right. This is going to hurt me too. So, please roll your fireball as you consume another fireball.
Okay, let me roll that. Boop.
As the ice shards reach out and pierce, we're going to cause the construct to suffer the 16 cold damage, correct?
Well, everyone has to make a dex save.
Well, I failed mine.
Yeah.
Jimmerly succeeded, Tomo succeeded, and Deuce succeeded. So each
wow.
of the three of you will suffer 8 points of cold damage.
Jimmy just thinks to himself, well, some things never change.
Now, is Enlarge a concentration spell?
It is. I just made that. I got.
You're good.
17.
Understood. That is the end of Breezy's turn. Tomo. This thing is prone before you.
Yep. Just for cinematic purposes, we'll say that he gets up onto the construct gets up onto a knee, but Tomo is going to kick that knee out from under him to keep him prone with an unarmed strike.
Back of the knee. That's with the critical strike. Okay.
Nice.
For
All
no
right.
damage, it's not magical.
Yeah, for no damage, but
Yep.
I
But
set up my
cinematic
agile
matters.
parry.
Yep.
And then he will just kind of use his haste to kind of just hopping around and circling this thing, and he's going to end up back where he was, but he's going to take a couple swipes at some of the joints and stuff, kind of testing the weak
course.
points of the construct.
And you will cut it, dealing 24 damage during one of the hops. And again for 20 cold damage.
And yeah, let's go ahead and use action surge. Take 3 more swings.
Okay. The crowd is cheering at all of this cinematic aspects. And as you hack and slash at this, You're going to deal 13 plus 22 for 35. 35 plus an additional 21 be 56 additional damage. Tomo, the construct powers down. The crowd cheers wildly. You guys are successful in your first challenge. You've gotten it below half health, and it shuts down.
Easy.
You will hear a trumpet sound. Anything else, Tomo?
He will stow his blade. That's it for his turn.
Okay. Generally,
Jimmy will he will walk forward a bit
uh-huh.
to here. Actually, that was what? Hold on. It was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He'll walk here and he'll raise his hammer into the sky.
All right. Roll a
And that'll
performance
be-
check.
Performance. I don't actually have this, but I have lots of charisma.
With
Yeah,
an
there you
18, the crowd cheers at your presentation.
That's Jimmy's turn. Sorry.
All right. So, after Jimmerly, we go to Luminostra.
Lumi will she will fly and dash just stand next to just next to Jimmy.
Okay.
And that's a 10.
Awesome. As Luminostra flies out there in through the shower of ice crystals that are falling through the air, you're shimmering involuntarily just due to the sunlight and all the ice crystals. It is a magical girl transformation flying through the air.
Oh god. Yeah, my armor made of glass as well, so.
At the end of Luminostra's turn, the construct, the armor, opens. And crawling out from within the armor, 4 shadow-like creatures come out. As they disgorge from the creature, you realize the second trial has just begun.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to take our actions. And we're going to move here. And this guy is going to move towards Deuce. This guy's going to move towards Tomo. All right. So we're going to claw at Mr. Deuce. Deuce, a 10 should miss you, I believe.
Yes, my C is 18.
As you step to the side, we will claw at Tomo 3 times. Once, twice, a 21 to catch you, Tomo.
AC is 26 right now.
And a 22. As you parry and duck, these things are unable to touch you. Mr. Strom, it is your turn.
Deus is going to take a few steps around this creature here to this way, and he's gonna pull out a dagger and begin spinning it around his finger, and then he's gonna cast Steel Wind Strike.
Oh no. Okay.
And before the last time he used it, it was all the enemies were so close together. But now you can see when he casts it, it's kind of like a particle accelerator. He starts slowly just appearing in loops around over and over and over again until it's just one continuous still image of thousands of Deuses just in rotations. Then they'll all stop behind all 4 targets and just slash down at the same time.
Okay.
So, so the first one's a crit.
Okay, on which one?
I was just gonna go left to right on. So
Okay.
first one will be here,
Sure.
and then the second one will be here, third, and fourth.
Sure.
So that's 60 damage just from the crit plus 32, so 92 damage on the first one.
92 damage. Understood.
Holy.
What is it? Which spell is
Steel Wind Strike.
Steel Wind
Wow.
Strike.
Second one is 12 to hit.
A 12 on these things. Let me double check their AC.
Well, technically, would this one get flanking because of Tomo?
Yes. You can do flanking on that one. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yep, you can do flanking on all three of those.
So that'll be a 22.
That
for
will
the
hit
second one.
for 32 damage.
Oh yeah, 32. Yep.
Okay.
We were doing the same damage to all of them.
Okay.
Third one is
You just cast the spell once. That one hits as well. Check it for crit. 32. Understood.
And
The 17 does hit.
It's gonna
for-
throw one extra.
Okay.
I think it just lagged.
All good.
The last one does not count. The last 17 should not count.
Understood.
Anything.
All right. So, as you nearly dispatch one of these with your very first strike, the spell slashes across all of them as you perform your best Great Tiger impression. For those who are Punch-Out fans.
Oh yeah.
All right. Anything
Oh.
else, Drew Strong?
He'll take the dagger that he just slashed with everyone, and stick it on his middle finger, spin it, and flip the crowd off again.
Roll a performance check at this point because at some point a heal gets over.
An 18.
The crowd cheers the bad guy.
That's right, assholes. That's what I fucking do.
All right. As Too Strong is taking that role, we go to Breezy.
Well, so we're not supposed to kill anything, right? So she's not. Is this one like surrendering or stopping now that it's really badly hurt, or?
It doesn't look like it, not yet.
It doesn't appear to be.
Well, she was told not to kill anything, and it looks really badly hurt. So she is going to, probably aim at one of the other ones. You know what? She'll cast a holy word at well, what's the range? 60 feet. She'll move a little bit closer.
Okay.
And she'll cast holy word on this guy.
Very well. With a 23, your holy word blasts it. These creatures are vulnerable to radiant damage, as you will
It's
deal
2d8 radiant damage. So
16 radiant damage as it sears into it, and for a second the shadow blinks and flickers. Anything else?
no, and that's it for her.
All right, Mr. Tomo.
Let's see. Checking something real quick.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to. I don't have flanking on any of these things right now, do I?
No, sir.
Nope.
No one's near you.
Yeah.
You have 3 people who are posing for the crowd over there. You have Dustrom, who did 228 damage. Yeah, 228 is what I've got. Something like that. And then Breezy has Radiant Bolted.
Yep, let's just go ahead and try swinging at this one. He looks like he's the lowest.
Very well. That's going to be a critical
Hey,
strike.
that'll work.
Awesome. Is this non-lethal, or are you trying to kill it?
Give me dead save.
What does this thing look like?
It looks like a human wrapped in shadows.
And you said Jimmy said to not kill him?
Yes, Jimmy said don't kill anything.
Okay, fair enough. Then I'll go non-lethal for sure.
All right, so 30 plus 23 would be 53 damage. It's rendered unconscious by 1 hit point.
Amazing. All right, I'm gonna swing at this one now.
Okay.
Perfect control. Master of the blade.
You will deal 16 damage as the crowd is loving this. First off, you have 3 people over there putting on a show, sparkles in the air, and this samurai down there absolutely owning it to near perfection.
One final swing.
Yes, sir? Again, you strike, dealing a total of 17 damage. Excellent, sir. The blade whistles through the air as the air is sliced by your repeated swiftness. The Okaziwe lives through you.
Yep, and we'll do a spinning roundhouse kick for the final hit here.
Okay. And with a
Or not.
14, your spin is more acrobatic than effective. Please roll a performance check. As you stand here in and among the shadows. The crowd looks at you and just pauses for a moment.
There's a lull in the,
There's just a lull in the cheer.
roar of the crowd, yeah.
It's not a boo, more of the.
Yep, that's it for my turn.
Jimmerly.
Real quick. Cat. I'm gonna move 30 here. I have a cat rubbing against my hand, wanting pets. The actual killer of Aimer and my other characters. He finally figured out how to get on my desk, despite the fact that it's perfectly clean. He just went about it in an absolute weird way. I will move 30 feet up, and I will close my eyes. And as I do, the halo around Jim Rowley's head bursts into light as he casts daylight.
Oh, dude. Okay. Cool. The crowd cheers. You automatically get a success on your performance.
I was thinking, first of all, I was also seeing if it had any effect on the shadows, just, the daylight effect. If it does
You
not,
look at them and they appeared to be discouraged by the situation. They will have disadvantage because now they are no longer in the shadows of the arena.
And then I will use my bonus action to dash, and I will stand in front of both of them. I'm walking up with my hammer, just kind of like, we have a bat and you're kind of banging it against your hand.
Yes, sir.
Jim Rowley walks up with the rest of his action, because daylight doesn't cost anything from the item there.
Mhm.
And he just starts hitting his hammer against his hand.
Sure.
And
What feature allows him to dash as a bonus?
it was my actual action. Sorry.
Oh, your actual action. Understood.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then
All good.
my bonus action, I will bring my spiritual weapon here, and I will whack this guy.
Very well.
It's blackening. Hold on. Cat, you're in front of my monitor. Yeah, move that real quick. Spells.
Yes, sir.
18.
18 does strike it.
And we will deal 13 force damage.
Got
Is
it.
that right?
Yes, sir.
No, I guess. I just rolled max damage. Okay, I'm like, man, that's high.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And that's Jim Rowley's round.
All right. After Jimmerly, we go to Luminostra.
Lumi will fly.
Back into the shower of snow.
Yeah, I suppose.
She glitters
And-
once again.
She does, yeah. Can I do non-lethal damage with my cosmic pulse?
Nope.
No, magic
Yeah, I
cannot.
didn't think so.
Magic technically cannot do non-lethal damage.
Yeah. Let me think here then. Lumi will cast then Fake Command,
Okay.
targeting all of the ones that's up, and she will tell them to grovel.
Okay. The crowd's going to boo at this, but we're going to roll
What
it
about how-
regardless.
Why would they bullet?
What kind of nerd would do
Because
some
you're not
magic
letting them
bullshit like
participate in the
that?
combat.
Man.
So, 1,
Pardon?
2, 3.
I'm joking.
So the first two, this one over here and this one here, are not going to be able to act as they will be groveling.
No, okay. I'm confused, but that's fine.
It's supposed to be honorable combat. You're not letting them
Yeah.
do any attacks.
Yeah, it's boring. Now they're just gonna watch us wailing on these people who can't fight back. That's boring.
Right.
Now I understand. That's fine. Okay, then.
All right. Anything else, Lumi?
No.
Okay. It becomes the one guy's turn. The one guy attacks Tomo. Whack. Tomo, a 22 to strike you, sir.
That misses.
Okay. As you dodge out of the way, we go to do Strom as the others begin to bow down and grovel. So they're prone.
We don't want to kill these guys.
No.
I can't really do that.
Sure you can. Be creative.
Hit him with your dagger.
I could. I'm not even joking. I could.
You have advantage on the one next to you.
Yeah, I would. I'll go for it.
Non-lethal damage with the dagger from the wizard.
Yeah. You know, it's only fitting.
Okay.
I miss. I missed.
Yes, you did.
I missed. It's only fitting.
Yep. All right.
That was on purpose.
The crowd cheers that you failed.
I try to make it look cinematic. I try to like stab him in the head, but I just miss it. So I just plant it next to its head and like, yeah, learn about mercy and stuff.
Please roll your performance check, sir.
The mercy and stuff.
That's a 9. 9.
Boo!
9.
First you
Nine,
failed,
nine.
and
Oh, that's
you
9.
suck. You didn't sell it well, sir. Boo! All right, Breezy.
All right. Breezy is going to try to rescue this. She's going to move right here.
Okay.
Well, it's prone, so it doesn't matter.
Sure.
Well, the horse is going to move right here, and then Breezy is going to leap off the back of the horse and try to do an elbow drop on the prone shadow guy non-lethally.
Okay, if you beat a 14 on athletics, you will be able to make the attack roll.
Aw.
You're leaping off of a horse. You're
Can I
doing this.
can I make an argument for acrobatics?
Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's a +2 versus a +1.
Of course.
So I already used my inspiration.
All right, so this will
please.
be a normal roll.
Okay. All right.
Breezy, because of this situation, the way the dice have gone, your foot has caught in the stirrups.
So she leaps out to do a people's elbow, and her foot's caught in the stirrup, so she just swings into the side of her horse.
You're uninjured, but the crowd will laugh. Please roll a performance check.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Are they laughing with you or at you?
I mean, both.
They're going to laugh at the situation. You have not lost them. All right, after Breezy, we go to Tomo.
Oh my god.
Be careful, Breezy.
The dice are not
He
Breezy.
swings at this one here.
Yes, sir. With advantage. And you will
Non-lethally.
non-lethally, you will render it unconscious.
Okay,
Crowd
then I'll
cheers.
swing at this one.
Yep.
My last 2 swings.
Okay. Alright, both of those will hit. You will deal 22 plus additional 23 for a total of 45 damage.
And a kick. Let's hope it's a crit.
All right. The axe kick goes up. The axe kick comes down and hits the ground. You missed.
I'm just like passing through the shadows of these guys or whatever.
Yeah.
Can't seem to kick them at all.
Okay.
That's it for my turn.
Please roll your performance check because you did kill one. All right. The crowd cheers at this. You guys have done really well at entertaining the crowd. Awesome. So, at the end of Tomo's turn, we go to Jimmerly Adlerman.
I've got a cat who I think is hungry because that's the reason he's giving me so much affection. So he's like rubbing up against my hand and trying to. I'm trying to beat things up, Shadrach. You got breakfast this morning. Don't look at me like that. This one's not commanded, right?
It is not.
Jimmy will go 5, 10, 15, and he will non-lethally hit it with a hammer.
Okay.
Huge hammer.
Yeah, which hammer are we using here?
Which hammer am I using here? I'm going to
Yeah,
use
which hammer?
my Marvel.
Okay.
Justice.
A 30, sir. Bludgeons this thing, dealing 14 points of damage. It has 9 hit points left.
Plus, don't you get to do extra d4 from the lower?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
From being bigly.
And with an extra 3.
It has 6 hit points.
And then I'm going to whack it again.
Okay.
I can't really use my hammer for this.
I assume this is non-lethal.
This is non-lethal, yeah.
And with an 18, the impact of justice. Can you deal 6 damage?
I don't think I can deal less than that.
Thunk. As you embed this thing down into the ground, it falls unconscious. Anything else, Jimmerly, as the crowd cheers? Please roll your performance check.
Here, let's see. Cat, you're under my arm. You're whacking at the tail. Got my turn.
16, the crowd cheers.
I went 15. I will go 20. So end my movement there, staying next to this guy. And
Okay.
he will look down at it and go, stand and face me honorably. And that'll be his turn.
Luminostra, you are showered by the sparkling snowflakes. What would you like to do?
Indeed, what would I like to do? I will pass Silas in the Fang.
Understood.
That will be my turn.
Cool. As the magic courses around you, the light shimmers. The creature uses half of its movement to stand up. And then it's going to claw at one of the 3 people around. Jimmerly, it chooses you. The
That
claw
doesn't
reaches
good.
out and gently caresses the front of your armor.
He'll look down at the creature and go, it was a worthwhile try.
Deus Stromheim.
Yes, sir. It's we're gonna dust ourselves off, try to play it cool, you know. You know, I meant to present old Mr. Dagger. Grab the dagger and then try and stab him back in the head.
Okay.
Just a quick little double, just a fake out. Come on, please, please. There's no
The crowd cheers. Please roll a performance check to sell that you did not intend to kill it.
I missed. There's no
Right.
way I hit this thing.
Right. But we're going to sell it to the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So,
Performance.
yeah, you can try to spin it so that it was too dexterous. Nope, the crowd just boos at your
Nope.
flub. All right.
Oh, man.
Boo. As the crowd is turned on Deuce, Brizanthria, you were dangling by a stirrup.
Oops, I was muted. She will climb back up on the horse,
Okay.
and then
I will take my opportunity attack. And I will cut you for 20 damage.
he will shield that.
Okay.
So she just looks at him and just says, "Look, I'm trying to stop. I'm trying to do something." And then kayfabe.
Kayfabe,
And then she's
yep.
going, and then she is going to stand up on the saddle, and then once again try to people's elbow. Second time's a charm. This time the horse isn't moving, so it should be a
Understood.
little easier.
Let's just go ahead and roll the attack roll. He is standing, so this is a normal attack roll.
Yay! I think that hits.
A 21 does bludgeon it. The people's elbow from Breezy.
It literally it's unarmed strike, so her 1 plus her strength mod, which is 2.
Your elbow comes down, and your elbow is not magical, Breezy, so you thunk it. And you deal
Oh, it
2
only
points of
takes-
damage.
Yeah. I know he doesn't have that much left. I thought he had a little less left.
He has 6 hit points.
Uh oh. She thought that would knock him out, so she is basically like, well, I guess prone at his feet.
Okay. The crowd, please roll a performance check for the people's elbow, sir.
Oh, I thought it was gonna knock him out. Performance.
The crowd gasps in shock and horror and boos. You've lost them, Breezy.
What? That was amazing. They don't know what they like.
All right, Tomo, make this look good, sir. For the record, you guys are still in the positive on the approval of the crowd, so you're good.
Yeah, Tomo's just gonna leap from over here and kick this guy.
Okay. Full on flying karate kick. Whack. And ends him as he was about to taunt Breezy. He's kicked in the back of the head and falls unconscious.
That was Din Mac. It was residual energy from the elbow.
Please roll your performance check, Tomo, as the final performance this mode will be doubled. With the 22,
I'm gonna use my inspiration on
You're
that.
gonna use your inspiration on that one? Awesome.
Oh, I don't have inspiration, do I?
You do
Not
not?
on yours, but I don't think I
you
do.
Did
You do.
You did. You were given.
start of the
Okay,
session.
yeah, that's right. I forgot to mark it
You
down.
and
Sorry.
Breezy were given inspiration.
All right. So,
Okay, same number.
a 22 added to the bonus. Excellent. So, as the crowd goes wild, you guys have earned the respect of the crowd and the respect of Sokotai, who is going to greet you here in the arena. As she does so, she looks at you each in turn. I'm going to get her over there. 1 second. Why is she not on the arena? Okay. She greets you each in turn. You have done well. You have earned Usul's approval. You are all each seen by the sun. This is a title you may wear with pride. So, going forward, each of you can be now known as Brizanthria al-Mahir, seen by the sun. Deuce Strom, seen by the sun. Gimmerly, seen by the sun. Luminostra, seen by the sun. And Tomo, seen by the sun. As an official title you have earned. As well as she will present each of you with a pendant. It is a pendant fashioned from a shard of flame glass. It's an amber-like material formed from the sanctified sunlight and volcanic crystal. They look like this. These are set in a simple band of bronze, and the shard glows faintly with warm golden light that never dims, even in darkness. Crafted by the priest artisans of the Temple of Usul, the pendant is gifted only to those who complete the Iron Spiral trials and prove themselves paragons of endurance, clarity, and unity. So,
What's the name of it? Pendant.
the Sun-Kissed Pendant. There you go.
So it is an actual thing. Okay.
So, it does require attunement. However, there's a note at the very end that's kind of fun. So, as you guys have successfully passed the Iron Spiral trials, the crowd cheers. You are celebrated. You are treated to a feast for the rest of the day here in Asatoro and are guests of honor. As long as you have these pendants, for the rest of the day, your food is free. After today, though, it goes back to normal prices.
Yep. That's very nice.
Deus!
You can eat for
You
free.
can eat.
Dave's eyes, when he hears the food is free, his eyes just start to well up in tears.
And what we pan the camera to at the very end of today's episode is Deuce Strong at a kebab cart.
A kebab shop. Deus and Fritz are just sitting on the water side with kebabs and happy days.
Now, I do need to check in on Fritz before we do end the episode with that cinematic. Did Fritz go into the Temple of Usul?
Yeah, his mission was to go into the Temple of Usul and locate any supply, any storage of magical ink.
All right. As you are here, I need him to roll an investigation check.
I think that'll just be normal. Come on, Fritz, you're kind of smart. Oh, fuck, you're dumb as shit. He got a -2.
He came out with a pile of ashes from one of the braziers, thinking that this is something helpful.
Oh god!
As he
you
does
told
so,
someone.
There
Oh,
are
God,
little
oh, God.
weasel prints that lead out of the temple, down the stairs, and into the bushes.
As we're eating, I'll just turn to Fritz and go, You didn't get those out of an urn or anything, did you? No. We should be good. But alright. Here, if you want, you can have my tomatoes. You know, I don't like some. And then they're just gonna eat their kebabs.
All right. As you guys are... does everyone go to the kebab shop?
Jimmy is gonna go back to the temple and pray.
Okay.
He doesn't eat, so, or doesn't need to eat, so he doesn't feel a need to
Understood.
eat right now.
Cool.
Selma will go.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So,
Breezy will eat with everyone else, yeah.
Lumi, you going with them to get kebabs?
Lumi wouldn't leave Jimmy walking around alone, so she will go with him.
To the temple?
And
Awesome.
lead to the temple, yeah.
Cool. Well, this is a great spot for us to end for today. And we'll come back next week, and we will continue the adventures beneath fallen skies. As always, guys, thank you so much for choosing me to be your GM. There's a ton of amazing ones out there, and I'm always thankful you choose me to be yours. Do watch the Patreon over at patreon.com/GMEric. We're going to do some announcements there. We also have some announcements coming up in the Discord after they get up on Patreon first. So, otherwise, guys, have a wonderful week. Please stay safe. Check out the YouTube channel for the podcasts and archives and GM tips, and we will catch you guys later.